Dog's eyes in the headlights of the driveway. Cool autumn rain. Bugs died on your windshield on the freeway. Wonder if you'll be the same. Centuries flower. We have the same power. 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 Moth flies in the window of the kitchen. You hang up your coat. Cold lips and gold eyes, listen. Something that I want you to know. Turn on the shower. 'Cause we have the same power. 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 Resolution, no circling dove, still caught in the jaws of confusion. Don't know what I do for love, but stay another hour. 'Cause we have the same power. We have the same power. We have the same power. We have the same power.
It would seem, due to a miscommunication on the part of the streamer and no other party, that we will be waiting just a smidge longer than I had initially thought to start tonight's events. So enjoy that little snippet of text in the chat. Incredible. Well, this gives people to find Surf and Turf on their Discover page, see a PNG of steak and, I'm guessing, shrimp, and say, now this isn't Critical Role. I don't see any Vox Machina. I don't see any professional voice actors or Matt Mercers. Matt Mercer, not a professional voice actor. Fuck that guy. A lot about Surf and Turf. I think we've been doing this for over a year now. Not 2, but more like Vox Machina. See, that's the type of hard-hitting comedy that we want here on Music. Yeah, this guy's in. Whoever this fucker is, hire him. Give him an award. Yeah, it would be a little bare bones right now. It would just be me and Reese doing some real stellar trend content. But, I mean, maybe that's what the people really want, right? Trent only stream. He's nodding. He's nodding. He must want to do it. Trent's currently designing beautiful towers and hidden structures. This is, I think, the energy that I want starting off this one. I want to be filled with gross anticipation, like every writer ever has said, like the air before a thunderstorm. I don't know if I've ever. You obviously there is like the. I'm really stalling for time, as you can see. Obviously there's like air pressure, or whatever the fuck, pressure fronts, storms, who knows. But would you call it? Is there a chargedness in the air? Thunderstorm heads, please, differ. But I don't know what they're talking about. It just feels like get another thing, use another thing. Me included. All creative people are lazy. Eyesight getting worse. I hit my head very hard today. 2 unrelated things, but it made it harder for me to tell if I was in fact like feeling horrible. So I was looking at a street sign on my walk home and being like, that does look blurrier than it used to, but also I've been noticing that a lot recently. I guess because I'm getting old. I'm nearly 40 now. Being a Twitch streamer ages you 20 years for every one that you live post being a Twitch streamer. And that's, Jesus Christ. And that's, I don't know, math. That's why do you think the Ninja looks as bad as he does? Ill-advised streaming tactics. God, I was just typing so much, finalizing some of my notes, and I was worried that you guys couldn't hear the music over my clickety-clackety, but like a genius, I did in fact mute my microphone. Now, interestingly enough, and I don't know if I'll ever learn this as a Twitch streamer, if I don't plug in my headphones, sound will still come out of my speakers and bleed through my mic, and that's an issue. I don't need to respond to chat. Why don't they get to? They'll send you like a full-sized Winston replica, right? Not like a statue, like a real Galera with installations. What are they called? Implants. I love installation roll. I would like to formally and officially welcome one and all to Surf and Turf Higher Education. All gorillas have intelligence. Don't be rude. This is our co-operating, co-miserating, commemorating Twitch stream about a bunch of little guys who are up to no good, who started making trouble in their neighborhood. Oh, that's good. That's a good segue. Or is it pronounced Sigu? He looks confused. Is this live? Is it audible? No one will ever know.
It's a good virtual cam, Henry.
That's a really good virtual cam, Henry. Do you want this to be the one that the stream sees?
Oh
Oh no!
Oh wow.
Wow. I got real cool jazz playing in the background, which is really syncing up with this. Let's show this to the people at home. That's good. Earlier, when I was trying to fix the pre-stream stuff, the image was way too big, and now it's incredibly tiny. I don't get Streamlabs. Welcome to twitch.tv/musicmeatloaf. I remain and consume twitch.tv/musicmeatloaf. The Bog's leading hedonist, your speeding weedness, a friendly face, got sprayed with mace, and now I can not to aced. Hi guys. We're doing things a little bit different here, in which case, in which I miscommunicate and misunderstand both what time it is and what time we start. Henry, you look scary. But Kevin.
Happy Infinite.
Did you say happy infinite?
Heard happy internet.
It's so quiet, man.
Oh.
Walks across room, picks up microphone, brings it to desk. Does this help?
Is this all?
Yeah, that's good. That's really, really good.
So this is yeah.
As you can see right now, Ska is just skyrocketing. Vernon.
Why is it still echoing? Oh. There we go.
It must be on my end.
I was still echoing, but just more leftwards.
Well,
Right.
Unlike
I can.
How are we here?
You're
Here.
too loud again, but that's because I turned you up on Discord, so I'm gonna turn you down on Discord.
Okay.
And that's good. I am joined, though it may not appear on screen, by Henry and by Reese. Henry is very beautifully settled on Chris's square, as Chris is currently on a call. As I was like, hey guys, we're gonna start at 7:30, and then I started the stream at 7:15. Now, greater minds than mine might ask why I do that. And once again, I silly. Oh Lord. So this, what, man?
Nothing. We're already off to the exact vibe. We've settled into the surf and turf vibe.
Within seconds. I looked at a lot of pictures of steak and lobster and steak and shrimp today. I ate a pickled onion in the bath. I ate, or what some people might call drank, Corpse Reviver cocktail. I smoked some of my dad's homegrown weed. And
Shit, are we supposed to smoke weed for this?
have you not been?
No, I've been stone cold sober for the last 25 years.
So while we're waiting for Chris to get here, we might do a little bit of recap so that when they get here, they're going to be really confused, but you two are up to speed. The opposite of how things normally are. What is this show? I've never actually asked.
Fuck's fine now.
Henry?
What? This is the show.
This is the show. It's eating it's eating hot sriracha lime peanuts and then touching your eyes.
That's the show.
That's the show. Oh, well, this
Approximately,
is crazy.
depending
Check
on
this
who.
out. Oh, sorry. It's the same thing. Never mind.
Surf and
It's the
turf.
same
It was
like
no. It was showing something different because it was. Fuck. Wait. How do I? It changes when I start sharing it because it's getting my Discord window. So
whoa, you have a quantum webcam?
That's insane.
yeah,
You know what?
basically.
Fuck it.
Fuck it, quantum.
Sometimes I gotta
webcam.
talk to a real one. Which is Kevin the
Christmas
character.
Kevin.
Christmas Kevin the character, not Christmas Henry the guy.
Right. Oh yeah. So speaking of Christmas Henry the guy, and if
that
my
your-
parents
sorry,
are watching
Is that your new
stream.
rap persona?
Christmas Henry the guy, yeah. If my parents are watching, which they of course aren't, and they never have. My dad watched part of one episode and was very confused. Anyways, if my parents are watching, Mom, turn off the podcast because I'm about to talk about your Christmas gift. So and also for everyone who's listening here, please don't go and tell my mom about this before
Come
I
on,
leave.
guys.
Come on, don't not again with this shit. Okay, so yeah, basically, I ordered some honey off of the internet, which ended up being
End of story.
which ended up being very expensive because of the shipping and because it's from like Squamish Valley.
And that's
And
quite
it's
far
like-
away from where we live.
And it's also like a small company, Natural Bees, Raw Honey,
Sorry.
PayPal.
Never.
Sorry, are there companies that use unnatural bees to make their honey? I get my fucked up and evil honey from Canadian Superstore. They use bees as big as your fucking head.
Anyways, they delivered it very quickly. I only ordered it like
The bees?
a while ago. Well, actually, no, not that quickly. Well, I'm a little behind on Christmas presents.
Old
This year.
behind.
So, anyways, yeah, the bees are very fast. So I ordered it, and it came to my house like 5 minutes ago. I got a phone call from the honey company. I pick up. I go, "Hello," and the guy says,
We have so many
Hi.
bees here for you.
heavy accent, which I can't really do, but he's like, "Hey, my name is Igor. I'm delivering your honey." I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "I'm waiting outside." I'm like, "Oh, you're here? Okay, I'll come." So I go and open my door, and there's a guy standing in the pouring rain with this big. Hold on, I got a prop.
God, you're Henry's fucked up like little portal. You look like the evil son from the Teletubbies.
Just holding this big like weird kind of wet
Semi-opaque
paper, or
bag.
plastic bag with a big jar of honey in it.
Can
So
we see this jar of honey?
you can't.
Sorry, can we see this jar?
Well,
honey?
actually, I don't know if you can because it's a little bit. Oh no! Wait, this lighting is actually somehow great for this.
I really love how little of Reese is visible on stream. Yeah. While we're
It's
talking
more than I was expecting too, which is, I guess, good.
I was having dinner with my mother and my father, with my daddy and my mommy and my daddy and my mommy. You guys know Breaking Bad. And my mom got a phone call, and it was this lady being like, "Hey, I'm delivering your chocolate." And my mom was like, "Oh yeah, for sure." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll go pick that up from the front porch." And like from both my mom's phone and from the front door, I hear this person be like, "You know your front door is open, right?" And I look, and I just see this woman like kind of looking through the crack of my door, holding a little bag of chocolate, and I hear both sides of the conversation via my mom and via my chocolate lady.
Yes.
Oh yeah, but also this is what my sister got me for Christmas.
Oh, nice, very nice. I think I was. Oh, classic! It's one of those.
It's one of those.
I thought there was something happening in the mouth, but I think it's just a reflection.
Me during sex.
Oh yeah, I had a very
This is what fucking happens when Chris isn't here. This shit falls to pieces.
yeah. They really hold the whole show together. I had can we talk about my dream I had last night? We're doing a wax segment up top
Yeah,
on
we're
this
doing
one,
a
right?
wax
'Cause-
segment off top. Yeah, we'll go back to Henry's druthers. Well, sorry, just real quick before I forget, I've switched I was cleaning some of the keys on my keyboard, and I switched the Windows and Control key to keep me on my toes.
Did you actually?
Not on purpose, but yeah.
Okay.
So now
Oh,
I'll like
not the function, just the keycaps.
well, would that not switch the function?
No.
Not spatially.
Not spatially, no, but textually.
Okay, but okay,
in
never
the
mind.
narrative of my keyboard. But like every time I hit Windows, I out of the corner of my eye I see the letters CTRL, and I'm like, oh, that's weird.
It's like a regular keyboard, but the touchdowns make more sense narratively.
Thanks, Drill. When the fuck are we gonna get Drill on Surf and Turf to play
Gotta
God?
happen. Oh yeah, man. If that's the only way we're seeing God on this show is if we can get Drill to guest and play
To special
God.
to a special gas star Drill.
Yeah.
Anyways,
so yeah, I was
tell us about your dream, Henry.
Thank you. I was about to. So yeah, I've been getting into not really a hobby, but I've been getting pretty into meditating recently. It's my new thing. And
Definitely
so
like a hobby.
what?
So definitely like a hobby.
Well,
What's this guy talking about, Henry?
I don't think it's supposed to be a hobby. It's more like anyways, whatever. I was, you know, I suffer from insomnia. We're getting sorry. Can we call this segment "Henry Gets Real"?
For sure.
I've always suffered from insomnia, and
Never mind.
because of my, bad racing thoughts and well, not bad thoughts, but just like very chaotic, sort of
I swear this is worth it.
headspace. And
Chris!
Finally.
and we'll wrap this up at the end of the show.
We gotta hear
Stick
about.
around to hear about
Sorry,
my dream.
we need to
featuring
hear about
Nigel
the dream
Wilcox.
because the dream featuring Nigel Wilcox will. I promise you, it will impact the events of today's narrative.
And I realized that I've been talking about this for a while and I haven't actually gotten to the dream part yet. So we'll get there. Is Chris still joining the call? Do we get Chris? Hey, we got Chris.
But Henry's a big rectangle now. Why does Streamlabs do this to me? I just want my friends to be. No! Fuck! Henry's on YouTube now, I guess.
Damn.
Henry.
Oops.
It was me. That's my Henry impression. So, sorry, we're not hearing about your dream about my dad.
We can now if you want, or we can leave it to the end of the show.
Okay, but someone needs to remember because I will not.
There's no way we're gonna remember.
Continue on now. I want to hear now too.
What if we do it at the start of the next season of Surf and Turf?
Oh,
We do it at the start of the show that we do after Surf and Turf.
Okay, fine. We'll get to my dad. Sorry, your dad.
Whoa.
Bit of a Freudian
Freudian
slop
penis.
there. No, sorry. Okay, yeah, we're getting some clamor in the chat.
Sorry, you did.
So, yeah,
and you didn't take the edible before this stream, Henry?
No,
Okay, cool.
I did not. I actually did not. I really considered it. So basically, yeah, I was like having trouble getting to sleep, right? And I was kind of doing a little bit of meditating to try and just clear my mind and go to sleep or not, but just I guess be mindful or whatever. And I'm frozen.
Aren't we all, brother? Aren't we all?
We're getting there. I'm putting some some Midwestern emo music underneath this. By which I mean the karaoke track for Undone by Weezer.
All right, so I kind of go to sleep doing this, and it's a really weird.
This being meditating.
Yeah. And I do fall asleep, but it was almost like I didn't even really realize it until like in hindsight, like it kind of felt like I was awake the whole time. I don't know if it felt pretty restful, but it was just like a weird, I don't think I realized I was dreaming necessarily, but it was like a very, very, there's a lot of clarity to it. And in this dream, I was meeting you, Max, at a pub of some sort, and Nigel Wilcox was sitting at an adjacent table by
My dad.
himself. Yeah, sorry to dox your dad on stream, but
I think it's happened before. I've also shown pictures of my dad on Solo's stream.
your dad was on Solo's stream.
No, I showed pictures of my dad. Fucking keep up, man.
Yeah, so he was sitting at an adjacent table alone, and it was implied that he knew the owner of the pub, of course.
That's the story?
Basically. Well, I don't know. Wasn't gonna make a big thing out of it, but
this concludes what we're gonna start every Surf and Turf session from now on. Is Henry gets real. So, is Leo with Love, also previously known as A7XNav, or is this a different person who asking if they missed anything because they were making a new Twitchable mouth? Regardless, hell yeah, bestie. You missed nothing. We had we had 29 minutes of copywritten music, and then fucking Henry talking about a dream where my dad was present. A lot of stuff has happened on
really
Surf
had
and
to be
Turf.
there.
There's 3 viewers right now, and I'm promising you, if you are watching this, Solo, shut your little mouth. If you're watching this, rathersome or not, you probably know at least a few things are going to happen. You know Kevin. He's an angel with a dangle. He's a wet and wild child, a silver sliver of heavenly infinity, and an all-around pink slip to know. There's Vernon Roberts and Neville, no last name, vampire of Brinley repute and angel of bureaucratic rebuke. Angel of hellish rebuke. That's good. Thank you. As Vernon will be indisposed for a bit of today's episode, Neville will be stepping in his stead, as we will get to in a little bit. Again, we will say what is happening right now in Surf and Turf, but there might be a few. If you don't know who like Ted Yinzer is, or Mike Funghetti, or we're gonna say a lot of things like the Nautilus and the Cyclogrease, just take it in stride. I swear, there's gonna be a big pinata in this one. And finally, and least, we are joined by Reese, full address, full last name, playing Trent Cotry, a pararomantic. Just a guy who doesn't want to die, who wants to live with his girlfriend and maybe not have his friends die as well.
Would be swell, indeed.
Nice. A poet, and you did know it. Do you guys ever get a Christmas card and look at it and be like, ooh, this looks like when I open it, it's going to sing at me. And then you open it and it doesn't, and it's just like the best gift someone could have gotten for you. And they don't even know it.
No.
No?
Can't say I do.
No! This thing on? Oh, fuck. Hello. Presently, our hunters are on the, one might call them school grounds, one might call them, we've always been in knife kink era here on twitch.tv/measly meatloaf, said a liar to the fly. We are on the grounds of University of Cabaret, California. Other way around, but you get what I mean. Also, the kind of brainscape of one hive mind demigod called the student body. Outside of these grounds, not coffee grounds, and in fact, I'm just gonna collapse chat for a little bit just so I can get through this beginning thing and not lose my fucking mind. Outside of the grounds of UC Cabaret, the entire both commercial and physical might of tech startup and evil fungal entity Hyphae looms, waiting to capture the student body so that in using it, the Hyphae can become kind of the entire planet, if that makes sense. We're all on the same page there. A large magical barrier that is stopping Hyphae, made by Hyphae, from entering the grounds of the school is currently being lowered, giving you a very short amount of time to prep before this big onslaught. Think of it as the time before the balloons show up in Balloon's tower defense, because if I can't do anything, I can use Balloon's tower defense as a metaphor on this stupid fucking horror podcast. You have the near infinite resources, but limited kind of tonal scope of the student body, as its main kind of goal right now is to blow up and act like it don't know nobody. Its secondary goal being to protect the house which contains the students which make up its brain. Does this all feel narratively justified? Do we feel like we're at where we're at? Youth.
As always.
Hey, of course.
I play Kevin. A little guy. We're doing character introductions now.
As you can see right
Oh,
now,
right.
Scott is just.
I play
skyrocketing.
Kevin, a little guy who's just trying to do his part to save the world, and his little buddy Trent, and his co-worker Vernon.
Prent and Trevin are currently just outside the student body's home with the gangly, strange physical form of the student body. Vernon Roberts, 18-year-old vampire, is nearby, sitting on a small lawn chair, seemingly very calm. Some very freaky things were happening with Vernon last episode, but he seemed pretty mellow. Oh my god, I thought my mic had been muted this entire time. I was going to throw my computer out my window. But Vernon was seeming to be on the mellow side. We'll get to that in a little bit. Trent, Amber just proposed to you, and with
Oh wow, yeah.
Kevin as your witness,
It's like a whole thing.
and Olivier as your I can't think of a joke with Crab and Officient. Thank you for the gift sub, Leo with love to Christoflop. Man, I wish that. Never mind. It doesn't take my gift sub sound effect. It's supposed to be a really fucking loud Bugs Bunny SFX. I thought I saw this in a toothpaste ad once. Him hitting a big wall. Trent, you just asked the student body to craft wedding rings for you and Amber, but as you can see, we're in a bit of a war zone right now, so the student body very readily accepted that, but seemed a bit stressed out about it. And we will join in media res. You have time to ask the student body to kind of conjure things up that will help you defeat. Oh yeah, your fucking Jesus Christ! Your goal right now is to help protect the student body and stop Hyphae from capturing it, while Hell gains a full appraisal of Hyphae's physicality, so that Hell can pretty much eat Hyphae, and Heaven, doing what it does best, will blast the ever-living shit out of Hell, Fae, if that's anything.
It's not. But continue.
Sorry, big gears just turned. I've been setting something up since session 1 accidentally, it turns out. A big beam will be shot via Trent from Heaven into Hell inside of Hyphae, ideally stopping them from becoming a god upon Earth.
Seems wise.
And I'm still recovering from a very bad chest cold, but I don't sound... It's really unfortunate. On Christmas Day, I had so much gravitas and gravel to my voice. Now I just sound like my normal fucking Prently self. I'm just gonna be coughing and squumpling a lot.
You're always Trently in my heart.
Squumpling.
And you're always squabbling in mine.
Sorry, sorry, babe. I had to squumple your heart real quick. Also, special Surf and Turf merch coming any day now. Commander,
Now not available. on the
now
store.
not available. One of one fungible T-shirt.
Fungible T-shirt.
It is fungible. What we're doing for merch is basically, you should have taken a screenshot of that, and then you can make your own.
Yeah, unfortunately, the only PNG that exists is on Daniel's computer, and only he had the password to it.
And
Unfortunately, because of Trent, Daniel is dead. That's the
What?
that's the line we're going with, right? Yeah. And if you support
mean-
the Kickstarter now, you can get our special Trent T-shirt as well. Seaman.
that is official.
That is official. You suck. Trent, you and Amber probably opting for a quicker wedding ceremony, are holding hands, looking out at the massive mainly kind of TED-based army of Hyphae, and the student body comes up to you guys and is holding a kind of clump of rock in its hands, pulls it apart, and hands one half to one of each of you. To you, Trent, there is a large silvery wedding band made out of what almost appears to be glass. It's nearly completely transparent, save for a slight silver tinge to it. And inside you see a very complex system of bones and very fragile little white, gold, and silver. Sorry, Kevin's looking through legal documents to make sure that this wedding is official, and they're very loud.
Sorry, I'm here. Be right back.
Kevin's rifling through the biggest manila envelope on earth.
I think this is just Kevin's power play after the whole devil incident. Because it's just like I'm getting married to like the devil's mom, and it's like, you know what, we got to make sure this one's like official. What are those?
What are those?
They raisins? Oh.
What? Huh. And to Amber, the student body gives a similar but more gold in hue ring with more.
Who the hell is Golden Hue?
Do you want to do a podcast today? We can do a podcast tomorrow. It's fine.
Right.
I can turn this podcast around, man. We can go right back to Minneapolis. Fucking Christ. To Amber, he gives a similar but more but darker in tone ring. Obviously, they fit you both. Trent, you are shielded and protected specifically from devilish effects that would cause you harm. Amber has a similar ring that protect her. Can't do grammar today. Amber's ring has similar effects, but for heavenly effects. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Makes this kind of triad that the three of you are in work a little bit better.
Yeah, and Kevin gets nothing.
Well, no, Kevin gets the paperwork for this. Speaking of which, you guys look at Kevin, and he appears maybe a foot or so taller than he did last time you checked. He's glowing with a divine energy, and it almost looks like someone's run the Photoshop oil paint filter on him. Like his lines are just like super like there's a lot of like under and over lighting on him. The like brush strokes are a lot heavier. Which makes you start to think that maybe Sistine Chapel paintings were just really photorealistic of what Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael, and Splinter were actually seeing. And from behind Kevin, you see a small line of people begin to appear. Directly behind him, you see Olivier, and then directly behind him, you see a familiar face. You see a small, colorfully dressed, blue-haired little dingus holding a surface-to-air missile launcher. And you recognize, or maybe you don't, Trent. You didn't. Was Neville with? Yeah, Neville was in heaven with God. Man, Trials and Tribulations is such a trip, bro. You see Neville the Nudibranch, and Neville, you were sent here in as soon as Heaven had like any access through this large magical barrier to help out Kevin however you can, and you have been officially moved to the Kevin's kind of R&D team. We're calling it. You're working legal, you're working research, you're working development. So that's where you guys are. So we're going to take the next probably 10 or so minutes to talk about what defenses you guys are both shoring up yourselves and asking the student body to shore up. Trent, you were asking for antifungal capabilities. The student body turns to you and says, they're kind of typing away on if you know that scene in fucking Ghost in the Shell, or the guy's fingers split into like a shit ton of other fingers. He's typing away on a keyboard midair, and you see that the house that its cells, it's been referring to them as, is rose up in the air and begins to be shoring itself up with physical defenses around it. There's like a three-dimensional kind of chain link fence type thing that sprouts barbed wire across the top of it. It equal parts like suddenly appears in midair and kind of grows, not literally out the corner of your eye, but as you are looking at it, and that is where they are sporting most of their attention to. What are you guys doing? Oh yeah, the student body turns to you, Trent, and says, whatever physical combatants that I am able to make. I have some small ability to create life, but it will be more golem than yeoman. They will be equipped with whatever antifungal chemicals that I can kind of think would work. We'll be in a bit of a testing phase when we are first using against them, as it could be many different types of spore and mycelial structures that the hyphae is using. But I assume that they will also not be using a full onslaught at first, as they would likely want to mitigate the amount of energy used to take me, and would also like to maximize the amount of information that they get about my capabilities. So I will also try not to just, throw a massive beam against them. I have intentionally made it so that...
That's happening later.
Again, as I was about to say, I have intentionally tried to not know what you guys' kind of meta-narrative plan is for this entire thing, as I'm not sure... Really good timing with that one, Kevin. Like, seriously, textbook stuff. As I'm not sure what the extent of Haifei's knowledge of my knowledge is, but our connection will likely only get stronger as the barriers in between us, both literal and figurative, are dropped down.
Is that going to be like a concern in terms of like your affiliation, or?
Well, if I was compromised, I don't think they would need to fight to take me over.
Fair enough. And then I guess we could all just go home.
That would be great, wouldn't it?
That would be quite excellent.
If they could just win now, we don't got to worry about fighting them. Yeah, I don't need sentience or anything, Kevin. Sorry, I'm stressed
we
out.
would probably also die.
That's a plus. Kidding.
Sorry. So last time, which was only minutes ago, and yet feels like longer.
Funny how that
I
works.
was talking about doing a big sort of squishy explosives type thing into the big mushroom fellow, and we're hoping to maybe get Q out of there. That's the game plan. Seems a little loose to me, but
you want to use plastic explosives to just kind of damage the just kind of straight fungal matter. And by the big mushroom fella, walk me through what you mean by that.
Well, Mike's over there, right? And he's got a big lump.
Yeah, Mike has a very... Oh, yeah, let me kind of...
Mike is over there and also kind of elsewhere, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Mike's kind of lumping around.
Yeah, Mike is kind of a flowering body of Haifei. Not... Like, Mike isn't in control, but is very representative of the intentions of Haifei. More of a hand than a head, but if a hand could talk and walk and kind of hire you / fire you... yeah, Mike is over there in a large, partly fungal, partly kind of FEMA tent encampment with sandbags and a couple bits of minor artillery. And earlier, Mike was wielding a large kind of hairy, dripping fungal mold mass. Contained within it appeared to be either sleeping or dormant or possibly dead. We don't know, but likely not. Qbert Alpenglow. Friend of the stream, measly moderator, and 16-month subscriber.
Their full name is Qbert?
Yep.
Have we established that before?
Sorta.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, I guess I just forgot about that.
You have asked literally that question.
I'm sure I have, yeah.
It was. I think it was supposed to be a bigger reveal, but it just kind of got name dropped.
Yeah, I forgot that I was going to make a whole thing about it. Q doesn't like that their name is Qbert. That's a bit of lore for you guys.
That's why they go by Q.
That's why they go by Q.
Right. Okay, so...
oh, yeah, and Neville's here.
Neville is here. Hey, Neville. How's it going?
Pretty good. Yeah, got some fun explosives. I'm ready to use them.
Oh, you have fun explosives. Okay, well, that works out.
Yeah, Neville's got a rocket launcher.
I can give you some if you want.
Oh, yeah. No, I thought that was just like a rug that you were carrying around.
No, it's the new model from heaven.
Oh. Well, okay, well...
It's a Panzerschreven.
Have we tried just shooting that at Mike? Or do we want to, take a couple more minutes maybe and not,
I think we should, see if there's any more preparation to be done.
Yeah, guys, hi,
Right,
Amber
right.
here. That might be showing our hand a little early, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I gotta be honest, it's been a little while since I've done any sort of military strategy. And they didn't really have, guns and bombs.
Yeah, it was like big sea dragons and horses and stuff.
Who's this?
Huh? Horses? They're like four-legged
No,
animal
who is
with
speaking
hooves.
right now?
Amber.
Oh, sorry.
Would Amber have been the devil in the times that in ancient times? How long ago was
I was
Amber
never the devil.
No?
No.
Oh.
Sorry, babe.
Would have been cool though.
Sorry, did you just marry me because you thought I was the devil? Because that's fucked up. Yeah.
No.
I believe. Well,
Literal-
we do know that Trent likes making legally binding deals with the devil in
Yeah,
regards
hopefully-
to his.
I want to say hopefully that doesn't come up.
Life
It does
slash
kind of
soul.
feel like we are a little pressed for time.
Yeah. Sorry,
so
we gotta focus here.
we gotta
Mhm.
really, noses to the grindstone. What do we? I mean, I will begin using some of my earth magic just to see if I can disrupt the physical ground. As if it's
I was gonna say, can we do some walls and stuff?
I can do walls and
Paintball
stuff.
arena style.
I think that's paintball arena is the operative term. I'm thinking we want to have like one like main path down the middle with like two side ones that we can we can divert our attention
Seems more
to.
like an earthbending thing.
Yeah.
And so the student.
What?
You know, they make a lot of walls in that show.
Yeah. They actually based that off devils.
Oh.
Yeah.
Guys, can we focus? Sorry, I hate to be the one saying that, but so student body, were we calling you something other than that, or I feel like we haven't addressed you very much.
You haven't addressed me other than like, hey man, or what's going on.
Well,
and
I'd like to take this opportunity to apologize for that.
That's fine. I'm multiple people, but also like one thing. I'm also new to this whole thing. Is there something terribly pressing you'd like to talk about, Kevin?
Well, like, is student body fine, or do you have like a name that you?
Could we call you Stu?
I do like that.
Stu is pretty good.
Stu is
Okay.
pretty good. Stubo.
Ooh, Stubo.
Also, who's this little character?
Oh, hi. I'm Neville.
Oh,
I'm with Kevin.
you're from heaven.
Yeah, we got.
yeah.
I couldn't begin to trust you guys' intentions, and if you try to take me or myself for yourself, I won't like that. Just gonna express that now.
Mhm.
Yeah, clear communication.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. That's good. That sounds.
Student body's fine. Stu is fine. Stubo's good. Yeah. What's
Yeah. So what can you can like make stuff, right? Do we have like a time frame on that? Could you like?
Non-complicated things I can make almost instantly. It might take a little bit longer than that, as I'm currently have a lot of my attention focused on both making my foot soldiers, like little streams of grunts, if you will, and also shoring up my physical defenses. Something a bit more complicated than that. It might take a little bit more time, and I might need a little bit of help, either with the imagination or with the energy side of things. I can turn like thought into matter, but it takes energy, if that makes sense. So the clearer the thought, the less energy, or the more energy, the less direct the thought needs to be. So it could just be done by my cells passively.
Trent, you know a lot about guns, right? So what if we like? They got like those new ones with like the spinny barrels, right? That's the new thing?
Tommy
I
guns?
mean, I really should know this. No,
Revolvers?
Like Gatling guns, machine guns. What?
yeah. Like, well,
I
I
think
guess
they've all got barrels.
right, but they don't. What's like the biggest kind that they're making nowadays?
For a guy to hold, or for like a just in
Well,
general?
I'm thinking we could do like a catapult type situation, or like you put it on the ground.
I'm kind of like, well, okay, hold on. Firstly, I would just like to posit that we have kind of like a matter manipulator type situation going on. Can we make things that are like not even of our world? Like, do we need to make like standard guns,
I mean,
or can we just be like?
it's harder
Well,
if
if we
it's
can-
not something that I can either find on Wikipedia or well, I guess like if you could find like a Wikia entrance for something, but I can't make like an energy sword, as that's not wholly like I don't know if I can make room stable plasma for you in a couple minutes.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Okay,
I was thinking like a rail gun, but that's
That's
fine.
cool. That's cool.
we can do that.
We can do that. Yeah, we just need magnets and shit, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm probably
Something
gonna,
like pretty sci-fi, but still like basic that we just need like a lot of resources for.
I mean,
right?
what about me doesn't scream pretty sci-fi? Sorry, sci-fi
That's true.
and pretty. You also have an angelic munitions expert with a Vespa. So,
Right.
sorry,
yeah.
I just googled Neville.
Sorry, there's a vest.
Can I talk
here?
can I talk to Neville for a second?
Yeah,
Do you
feel
mind?
free.
Yeah.
Hey, so Neville, do we have like any like infantry type of backup available to us? Is that I don't know if you've gotten word from anyone recently. I've been kind of busy.
Pretty much all of hell, then, is nice save. No one noticed. Pretty much all of heaven is currently being like stirred pretty much to point all of its energy through the two of you, Kevin/Trent. That doesn't mean that they can't be like utilized. It like, you know, you're here, you're a part of that, but you're still like moving on your own, right? So you could command a pretty decent unit of troops through the two of you. You would need to summon them here, and that might there's still a bit of a barrier between that, so that could go wrong. Because that would, you know, involve a roll, and the better you roll, either the better or more troops those are going to be.
Okay. Thanks, Neville. That sounds pretty good.
Sorry, Neville.
Why don't we get just like let's try for like maybe one
angel.
platoon.
Oh, one platoon.
One platoon.
A platoon is what?
Do we
like
have
15 people?
Yeah, I think so. And maybe we can get some of those maybe like some I'm trying to remember how the structure. Do we have like jellyfish? Is that a thing? Can we get like some? Are they, or like a kelp maybe, like some kind of
You want to summon kelp? I will say, yeah, the more simplistic and ancient the creature, the more like powerful the angel.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
so
jellyfish are very like crazy powerful angels.
The wrong way on that.
So maybe
we
like
can get
sardines.
a couple of yeah. That's the ones. Just like something, or like shrimp or something. I don't know.
All right, I'll have the two angels.
Can we get a platoon of shrimp?
Roll. I'd say call that weird to try to summon some angelic troops.
Okay.
Trent, you see Amber is actively terraforming the ground in between the house and Hyphae, just to make it, you know, harder for infantry and more bottlenecky for them to get through. Just making big old spires of dirt and trenches and stuff. And the student body has like one hand focused on this big thing and one hand focused on a big old hunk of steel that is slowly kind of like complicating itself down into something that might eventually be a railgun.
14.
What? 7.
14 and 7. Kevin, you hit a couple apps on your watch. And streaming out of it, 14 strapping, gorgeous 5'9" shrimp angels, all wielding semi-automatic rifles and maces appear, and they all snap to attention in a Krillish way, and
all right,
snap
great.
to you.
All right. This is good. Hey guys. We got.
Hello, Kevin.
This is not normally how the army works. I don't think you guys are kind of supposed to be quiet, and then I just tell you.
I'm so sorry, sir.
It's fine.
That shrimp flogs
It's been
himself.
a while since.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've mobilized. But, do you guys know how to use these? The guns. You're allowed to respond.
Okay, thank God. Yes, sir. Of course, sir. We've killed. Is that devil the one? That demon right there, the one you want us to kill?
No, you can just call me.
Also,
Kevin.
sorry. Also, all 14 of them are speaking in unison.
Yeah, I noticed that.
So you got a 7 to summon some angels now.
Yeah.
4 slugs appear, and you know that they're pretty bad behaviored. But like this is a bit of a bad company. But they also all have you got like spec ops. These guys are they're a rogue party of also munitions based slugs. They're gonna be I guess supplementing Kevin's angels.
Yeah, so
sorry, Space Girl Zozo says wet fart at Reese. Yeah, of course, thank you.
Of course.
Yeah, so
Fuck.
whoop.
Sorry. You guys feel a sudden shudder of hellish energy in the ground beneath you.
So yeah, no, sorry, not the demon. She's a friend. Where have you guys been?
Heaven.
Have we just been? Oh right, yeah. I guess it's.
We're shrimps.
Sorry, I'm a little bit.
We're new.
Yeah. I wasn't. Sorry, I got some a little bit too self-important there for a second. I guess there's a lot of stuff going on. Anyways.
Neville,
We're,
we'll use our frickin' grenades. But we won't be happy about it.
Is this Neville's company?
Yeah, I'm...
Yeah. Oh yeah. These are my guys.
Yeah, we're kind of Neville's guys. We play bingo on Monday nights. I'm Melvin.
And, what kind of weapons is
Melvin.
that you got there?
A lot of grenades, man.
And that's it, right? So no guns or anything. I mean, I guess that's good. Are you guys willing to like die physically, or?
If you could kill us in a think about slugs, we can fire our limbs off.
Great. Okay.
It's true.
Well, I think we'll just like send you out, and then you can go do grenade flood, just blow up some mushrooms and stuff over there.
Sounds like a plan, nerd.
All right,
so
and then
sorry,
you guys. Let's do just like a simple.
We'll attack who you
like-
attack.
Sure. Yeah. Why don't you guys just back me up? We'll do that. I'll like lead you, like a hero or something.
They fall into a beautiful pincer formation behind you.
Nice. All right, Trent. What are you doing?
How's the railgun going?
It is complete.
Nice.
Trent's got a railgun now, I guess.
Hell yeah.
Is that like the size of a building, or like what are we looking at here?
Sorry,
it's-
is it like a military building-sized railgun, or
No,
is
it's-
it like a railgun from Quake?
No, it's like there is an in-between option. It is a large. It's a bit like the like big mounted guns in Halo that you can pick up if you are wearing power armor. Trent, not classically wearing power armor. I don't think you're
Right.
going to be strong enough to pick this one up.
So it's like a big
so
machine gun that's like
it's-
on a stand.
It's a
or
big
whatever type
mounted
of thing.
gun. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, magnets are of the earth, right? I look at Amber and I go,
No, I like this a lot. I think I might use this one if that's quite all right with you. Is this my wedding present from you?
wedding
Wow,
present?
oh my fucking
magnet gun?
Incredible.
What if we got, and I'm just spitballing here, but Trent is like notoriously very squishy and also the least armored out of all of us somehow all the time. What if we got him maybe like a suit of some sort of armor? It doesn't have to be metal, but maybe just like a bulletproof vest and a helmet or something. Can we do that?
It's funny that you say that. As you guys are saying this, Trent, you feel a little shiver go down. You feel your sins crawling up your back. Right,
Shiver go down your penis.
and right to the side, and you guys see that the big kind of bluish green. If you guys know the big bubble that the Gungans put around them in Star Wars, it's like that is around the UC Cabaret, and it's very slowly going like, classic seat shit. Bubble will be gone kind of pretty soon. We can't stretch things out too much. We've already been streaming for an hour somehow.
Yeah.
You guys see that there is a 7-Eleven sitting kind of in the middle of Amber's like no man's land on you guys' side of things. And you see that there are the bright kind of harsh yellow fluorescent lights inside. And Amber's like, well, it appears that Hell has pooled some of its resources for us as well. Cool. I mean, yeah, we can probably get Trent something to protect himself in there. Some like riot armor or whatever.
Cool.
You guys keep shoring
fine,
up
Trent.
these defenses. Unless you want to come with me, but this is like a hell place, so I don't know if you two are gonna.
No, I'm
like-
good.
Yeah, cool. I figured. Yeah, fucking keep playing with your shrimp or whatever. Also, you can try to summon more guys, right?
Oh, can I?
Yeah, right. I mean, we
Am
got
I
time.
allowed to do that?
Yeah,
I haven't been an
Or no.
archangel for very long.
yeah, Neville, just go
So-
over all the things that he's allowed to do.
Kevin's always playing with they shrimp.
In preparation for their role in war, Kevin stayed up all night playing with they shrimp.
All right, I'll do another shrimp summon then. Let's see if we
Shrimp
can get another
shrimp check.
shrimp check. Should I just roll for this?
Yeah, and Neville, if you want to try to summon more guys /
More sluts.
prepare more heavenly magic for this fight,
Yes.
let me know. And let me know
Okay,
those
so that's
numbers.
gonna be 7
Hmm.
for me.
That's a 9.
Such an interesting Kevin, 5 5 crabs that Olivier knows appear out of a RuneScape style like circular portal in the ground, and they pop up, and these crabs both have heavy machine guns and appear heavily armored, and they just kind of look at you.
Uh, uh, good morning, soldiers.
And
Are we- okay.
they start slowly walking into no man's land.
Okay. So I guess we're starting. Those guys are
Those guys are on it.
those guys are moving.
And Neville with that 9, I'm gonna call that Neville's quite connected in the kind of like back rooms of heaven, in the more bureaucratic side of things. So allocation of resources is something that you're pretty good with. Do you want something that is a glass cannon, or do you want something that is unreliable?
I'm gonna take a glass cannon.
A see an enemy type guy shows up. You know him. His name's Paul. Paul's whole thing is Paul, very potent guy, very powerful heavenly wizard. Not the sturdiest fella around. Paul, see an enemies famously can't speak, so you know. Check your privilege at the door, guys. But Paul has kind of stuck himself to you, Neville, figuratively. He's a wiggly fellow, and he seems to be just like a lot of the angelic figures you will see today, just bursting at the seams with angelic energy, and appears to be good for Coupon, good for one big old magic attack, fireball style with side effects. Not Paul Rudd. He looks a lot like Paul Rudd, though.
Like someone put like a wave filter on him.
If Paul Rudd was a little silly, yeah, he's a little. Trent, you and Amber are walking hand in a lovable hand past
7-Eleven.
towards this fucking 7-Eleven to get a slushy before the big fight. Past some of the other bits of large artillery that the student body has set up, and walking out the front door past you guys of the, not of the 7-Eleven, of the house, you see very simplistic, kind of almost like wood looking, like they look like untextured models pretty much, just kind of streaming out. There's maybe 100 of them that you can see so far, and they just appear to be like fodder right now, just base creations to like kind of fucking fill the numbers of this equation right now. And they walk past you, and Amber just kind of like shivers a little bit. She's like, that's, man, weird seeing shit like that and not feeling either pain or pleasure from it, you know, heaven or hell style. It's weird. We live in unprecedented times, Trent.
We live in a society.
Yeah, Trent, my husband, because the goal of all media should be for a man to marry a woman.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amber, my beautiful demon wife.
Yeah, your beautiful traditional demon wife. Yeah, I can say that. Man, hope this goes well, right? Oh yeah, 7-Eleven. Ding. The doors open. You see the normal kind of racks upon racks of beverages, but you also see kind of Matrix rows of gun style weaponry and only the finest weapons and armor racking the walls of this 7-Eleven of all kind of time periods and places and whatnot. And you see behind the counter of the 7-Eleven a sickly kind of gaseous floating slug creature with two long thin pointed horns sticking up the top of its head and two little bat wings flapping to keep it up in the air. And it folds its little slugly hands on its chest and gesticulates at you two, welcoming you into its store. It's like,
Amber, it's pleasant to see you again in my store. Welcome, welcome. And I see that you brought the mister to complete his pact with the great, unknowable, unthinkable, evil guy from below. So nice to meet you.
Thinking about him right now.
You're thinking about him right now? Oh, I see. Well, he's unthinkable in the evil acts that you would rend upon the earth.
Oh,
Yeah,
of course.
It's incredibly nice to meet you, my friend. My name is Solomon.
Man, I
Nice to meet
sure
you.
hope Trent, wherever he is in that 7-Eleven, I sure hope he's talking to Watto from Star Wars right now. That would make me really happy. Kevin just says to himself, unrelated.
Unintentional. This is fan insert character Solomon Saudius, the slug,
Oh my god.
who was supposed
that
to
we-
be in last episode, but so this character was going to be in the train last episode. You guys walked in the opposite direction.
Huh.
So yeah, Solo can finally die now. What can I do you for, my good friends, beautiful confidants? The first hit is always free, and you know, it's in Hell's best interest. Bzzz. No, they're not. Wow, it did not mean for him to be Wano. That's really funny. But you're looking to protect yourself or deal some damage.
Protect myself.
Well, I mean, you've already got a pretty high armor bonus. Gonna be real with you, Trent. But
Indeed.
when it comes to just like straight up blows to the head, you're slightly lacking. So what type of armor can I get you in today?
What about some like golden Roman centurion armor?
It's a little bit on the nose, but yeah, man. Yeah, he kind of hovers over to you, kind of like bumps into your shoulder, bumps into a shelf. Doesn't notice that he's flown past a couple sets of golden centurion armor. And you are shown to a just this like gaudy, like very clearly like decorative ceremonial piece of big old chest plate, red
Is there-
cape, helmet.
Is there anything a little more effective?
Well, yeah, it just might not contain the classic feather plumed hat, skirt, and chest piece type thing. I've got this like riot armor here.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, sure thing, man. So this is not gonna give you any like literal stat bonus, but well, no, it's just gonna be that like the worst effects from being attacked are going to be lessened, and if someone chooses to deal grievous harm against you, you're not gonna like lose a fucking organ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just got plot armor.
Yeah, literally, he got well, because the other people in this party are.
I can't be one-shot armor.
Yeah, like the other people in this party are like a sliver of infinite light and 18-year-old brine-filled vampire at the prime of his life, and then we've got a slug of so much fucking who's done so much paperwork that he can see infinity. Like it's crazy.
I love that we have heaven slugs and hell slugs.
Hey man, slugs are everywhere. Remember that. Yes, you step out of the 7-Eleven. Jesus Christ. Solomon kind of dips himself slightly to Amber, who's drinking a slushy. Is like, come back anytime, you beautiful little chillins. I'll get you a chip so hot that you won't even know what you're doing. And as you step out the doors of the 7-Eleven, with a thick and viscous, like, the 7-Eleven is, like, slorped back into the earth below it, leaving a large, just leaving, like, half a 7-Eleven sign just kind of sticking sideways out of the earth here.
Does that also get sucked down a moment later? Or
Yeah,
is that just
yeah,
there?
yeah. Oh, no, that's just there. It's a better mental image, I think. So the field has been set. Some preparations have been made. I believe it is time once more, my friends, to fight. Where are you guys positioning yourselves at this, and what are your? I just want to talk about some of your goals / thoughts throughout this fight. Keeping in mind that Vernon is still just kind of sitting in a lawn chair in the middle of this all. Do we want to do anything
I
about
think
that?
Kevin.
Amber says to you guys, do we want to do anything about that, or do we think he's like...
I'm not entirely sure what his deal is still. I mean, I could
wanna
go try
get
and
in-
talk to him, maybe.
I don't really want to get in that like sphere of influence, I guess.
Yeah, I
again.
wasn't
Yeah,
crazy
that
about
kinda
that.
sucked.
That was not good. Yeah. But I will say
That
it
was
really
definitely in
brought
the
Kevin
top
and I
5 most
together.
Manipulative Vernon moments.
He did. I mean, it's interesting.
That's
like so far, he is
just-
gaslit and girl bossed. We've yet to see him
Yeah.
gatekeep.
This is like just behind the time he changed the schedule with under 24-hour notice.
That was fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was because me and Trent, we were doing a beach volleyball thing that day.
Yeah.
It just fucked it all up. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go talk to Vernon, and then I think my goal is just, did we get that like antifungal cream that you asked for, Trent? How are we doing with that?
We had like walls of anti-fungus or something that was being described.
You
I don't think you specified
you
that.
certainly didn't ask or specify that.
no. For some reason, I imagined chain link fences, but I don't know.
No, I will say that there is
Trent, these would be great things to be telling
Yeah.
somebody who can make the stuff.
to be telling the Green Lantern style guy that you've got here who can make stuff out of nothing. You can see that there is a kind of miasma around the like house that contains the like physical people of the student body, which you assume would be that. And the little grunts that the student body have made do appear to have comic book style stink lines above them that would indicate that they have the status effect antifungal.
Okay, so I think here's the plan. We get all of our explosive guys. Well, okay, if I remember this all correctly, we want to lead with infantry. Or maybe we can lead with some of the grunts. Do we have enough grunts to lead with some and then end with some? I guess if we had 2, we would have enough to do that technically.
But yes, you can. I will say that the student body will can like hear what you guys are saying pretty much wherever you are. So
Okay,
can
here's what we do. First
Yeah, please.
wave grunts.
Yeah.
Sorry, shrimps.
Mm.
Grenade guys. Or slugs, I
Yeah.
guess.
Slug throwers. That's fun.
I will be with the shrimps. And we're just going to try and blast a hole right through the middle there. And get some cream on Mike Finghetti there, and also maybe blow him up a bit. And we'll see what happens.
And just try to and you're trying to salvage and not kill Q from the,
Yes.
yeah. Cool. And you're going to speak to Vernon right now.
Oh yeah, I'm just going to talk to Vernon first and see what his deal is.
Okay.
Shrub Team 6.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Yeah. You go over to Vernon, sitting on this lawn chair. You see Vernon is kind of his eyes are like darting back and forth behind his eyelids. Very seamless. Chris, very good stuff. Classic Dream style. Vernon, you will be able to respond to things that Kevin asks you. You have very little awareness of what is going on around you right now, and you are in that similar dream state that we kind of saw a glimpse of last time. You hold no ill intention towards Kevin. You don't have a huge grasp on what is happening right now. Yeah. And if I need to supplement and clarify anything for you, I will. Kevin, what are you doing?
I am just going to approach Vernon and be like, "Hey, man, Vernon, how's it going? Can you hear me?" Maybe if I get a little closer, straight into his ear. "Hey, Vernon, are you in there?"
And Vernon, you little response.
Okay, yeah. So you're somewhat conscious, I guess. Are you? How are you feeling? Okay, well, I guess that seems.
The ground beneath Vernon's chair, the grass is discolored. It appears very well hydrated, but it appears a much darker, kind of queasier green than the grass around it. And you see what strikes you as maybe worms or something, just something kind of little, just kind of poking its way through the sod, kind of wrapping themselves around the kind of legs of this little foldy chair that Vernon finds himself sitting on.
Okay. Yeah, Vernon, you're still making me a little bit nervous, to be honest. But I don't want to. Still don't want you to get hurt or anything. So, do I need to like remove you from the battlefield, or is we gonna be good here? Or?
Vernon, you have an overwhelming feeling of being safe.
Okay. So we're gonna call that good here. I guess I'll come and check on you. Maybe we can erect like a little wall around you or something, or maybe just to the mushroom side of things. All right. Okay. Talk to you later, buddy. All right, and I jog back.
As you look behind you, you see a small chain link fence with that same kind of like stink line effect has popped itself up around Vernon. Kind of there's the Symmetra has some turrets around him. She's keeping an eye on him. Sick Overwatch reference. Thanks, man.
All right. So I talked to Vernon. He seems fine, I guess.
That's, if anything, more concerning.
Yeah, but like, that seems like a problem for maybe after this. Oh my God, you're pregnant?
We didn't want to tell anybody. And as you say those words to Amber, and she looks at you confused, as she was holding up her sword to show you how cool it looked. You see the large non-geodesic dome. It's just a dome. Part fucking Avengers Endgame style or whatever fucking film that was. And a horde at first of just like infantry is pouring its way into the grounds of UC Cabaret. You see several hundred people in, you know, like military fatigues with weaponry, and bullets start fucking flying. And there are several minor armored vehicles driving through the thick and difficult terrain leading up to the large hill that Hyphae is trying to take. They do not appear to be like pushing all of the resources through, and they are still very like definitely encamped in the kind of buildings that are now you looked away and look back, buildings closer and closer every single time. They have still no like physical creations on the grounds, but battle has begun. Are you guys
Amber, how fast can you make a trench?
pretty quickly, but
Can we do some in front of those cars maybe?
I'll be trying that out, but I may need to be. I won't be able to be moving around a lot while that's happening, so I'd be a pretty easy target. So
Right. Okay. You know what? You do your own thing. I guess you're also, you got your own. You got your own thing going on.
yeah, it's very special.
It's the real girl boss moment.
There is, and as they are getting closer, you see almost all of these people in this army are once more Theodore Yinzer. You still don't know why, but you can't escape this fucking guy. They are
This
armed.
guy sucks.
They're armed with rifles, and they are opening fire. These grunts coming from the from the Yinzers, these grunts that have come from the student body, are just kind of like batting them off. They seem very physically hardy, but they don't have a lot of like attack power. They're just more so just kind of stopping them off. Those are the ones that you wanted at the front of things, if I remember, or was it the shrimps?
Yeah, and then if we can get like a second wave, maybe after we get a hole in the defenses.
The student body
would
is
be
still
great.
actively making defenses for this to
Yep.
be happening, and can still actively be making stuff. So everyone but Trent. Oh, I guess you can still talk, Reese. What are you guys physically doing right now, and then we can get into some of the specifics of the dangers that you are in.
I'm going to. Kevin is going to lead a charge across across the battlefield, just to meet the advancing forces, more or less head on.
And try to
And
kind of
I'm going to lead my little shrimp.
push right
platoon.
through
And also,
them.
those crabs are just where are the crabs at this point?
The crabs are just very slowly moving into the fray and are just kind of like
Are they shooting?
Trent, not Trent, Reese, what's it called when you destroy the crystal inhibitor and like the big guys can start coming out in League of Legends?
In just destroying an inhibitor.
What are those
Spawning
units called?
Super minions.
Yeah.
Siege minions.
These guys are siege minions. They're just like walking through and slowly bashing through the defenses, but if there's no one actively kind of keeping them alive, they will eventually be overwhelmed. They're just kind of like working in your favor.
Okay, I'm just gonna leave them to do their thing, I think, and maybe like hope to spread them a little thin. And yeah, I'm gonna charge
Let's
with my group of guys.
We'll call that a kick some ass, then I'll get to what the other two of you are doing right now.
Should I do the roll now? Or? Okay. Uh, 11.
Okay, you and your I'm gonna try to treat damage more as troops than guys right now. If you do fail badly, you will be in physical danger, but it's on a larger scale, and you're one of the hardier things that's on this battlefield, Kevin. As you are getting closer to Hyphae, you feel a bit of a disturbance in your force, if you will. Your physical body feels strange, keeping in mind that you are still in other Kevin's body. Let's not forget that. Kevin
right.
still has tattoos underneath his armor. You got an 11, you say?
Yeah.
You pretty swiftly and handily with your...
Oh, am I still taking like a +1 from like the heavenly like influence?
And
okay.
and I would say even more so. You're not going to get a +2, but like you feel very much emboldened.
Right. Okay.
Still with that
in
great
that case,
pressure
it is
above you. That's a 12. Did you mark advanced for kick some ass?
Yes.
So what's your bonus effect that you're getting?
I can do my attack drives the enemy away in a route. Obviously not the whole, but maybe like, breaking their formation a little bit.
So you see in just this lightning flash of heavenly light, this force of 15 shrimp and 1 trumpet fish just peel their way through these like near human infantry forces. You can see a bunch of them are sizzling where they've come into contact with these antifungal grunts of the student bodies. And there's just this hail of, I guess, heaven fire coming from you and your Shrump Team 6. Your Kevin's 11.
Kevin is in the zone.
Kevin is in the zone. You've not been in, but this is literally what Kevin was made for.
Yeah, I think it's all coming. Like, it has been like a couple thousand years since he's been in like actual war. He's seen a lot of like hand-to-hand combat and like. But since like I think the actual like battlefield combat knowledge is maybe coming back a little bit.
And you can feel the hellish influence slowly taking over these enemies as you strike them. With each one that you strike down, you feel them becoming more and more familial to you, keeping in mind that your attacks are still treated as the weakness of whatever you are fighting as an angel. And you see you are very handily keeping back this large force of Yinzers. They have made no ground. Neville, Trent, what are you guys doing right now? Amber is attempting to fire upon their backlines with this railgun, empowering it with her own earth metal magnetic abilities.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna follow Amber's lead on this one. Like, if she's railgunning, then I'm gonna sit back with her. But if she decides that she needs to like go in for whatever earth bending she needs to do,
are you trying to empower her with your
yeah,
effect?
just help her out and like cover her.
I would like to. You are giving her a bonus to her rolls. Can you give me a weird roll real quick, Trentley?
This.
Trent Cautry.
Oh, I don't have my dice out. Amateur move.
Well, you've not rolled in 16 sessions. It's fine.
That's true. All of my moves are like passives. That's an 11.
This is that nail-biting gameplay that people were waiting for. Trent, you feel a overwhelming affinity to your two guides right now. You can almost see like you're playing Portal and you've got your partner's split screen in the bottom right corner. You have a very full understanding of where both your people are right now. And if need be, you will be able to instantly move to either Kevin or to Trent. By which I mean Amber right now.
Yeah.
There are a couple grunts with similar mounted weapons to Amber's railgun, though just regular grenade and machine guns. If you would like to be manning one of those as well, you can be doing that right now, just to be like picking off anyone that anyone that comes through jungle.
Yeah, I feel like I'd have like some sort of range. But if anyone like got too close, like Amber's still gonna be sniping, so I'll like keep them at bay with either the spear or the knife.
Yeah, you're kind of her Baptiste right now.
Yeah.
To her Widowmaker, I guess. We're mixing a lot of metaphors here tonight.
Or sojourn.
That's much better.
She's a
Yes,
railgun.
that would make a lot more sense. Yes, Neville. What are you and your ne'er do wells doing?
I think seems like we've got the battle lines pretty covered so far. I think we're gonna try to do a bit of like running around, sort of seeing what areas might need more reinforcements compared to others, as well as some like scouting out potential weaknesses within our defenses.
Okay, do you want to call that? Let's call that read a bad situation, and I'll get 2 rolls from you. Read a bad situation and act under pressure to see how well your team is kind of keeping up and like doing exploding, and read a bad situation for information finding.
Okay, cool. I also have an ability called Third Eye, so when I read a bad situation, I get a +1 on a result of 7 or more. So, and I can see invisible things if I with that.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting.
So read a bad situation. That is an 8.
Neville, you get a pretty good. You spend a lot of time like tracking Hell's activities for the Nautilus and other Archangels throughout your days. You can tell that Hell is at about 45% completion in its appraisal and like kind of pre-flight checks to take over Hyphae. However, you can tell that there is a enormous source of fungal energy that is coalescing and about to butt off and fire towards your front lines. That being said, you and your slugs are taking a fair bit of fire and are kind of deep in the paint on things. Hit me with that act under pressure. Did you already give me the roll for the act under pressure? Oh yeah, no, give me with that act under pressure to see how well you are faring with that. But you guys are certainly not like safe right now.
All right, that is that's a 7.
Oh my fucking god. Neville, either you can take damage or you will lose 2 of your slugs.
Oh, I'll take some damage.
Okay, Neville, you take 3 points of damage. Ignore armor.
Ignore armor.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
And you feel a very powerful bolt of not demonic, but certainly not of heaven energy hit you. And you see that there are some. You don't know if they're snipers, but something very accurate on their back lines that is currently taking you people out. Let's continue with the order that we were doing. We'll just kind of do this D&D style. Kevin, what are you guys doing? Yeah, so you, I will say, have a pretty active information from Trent about what's going on, and as Neville works for you, you have less quick, but also you are gaining information from him, just so you don't have to like be like, Neville, what's going on?
Yeah. I feel like it doesn't make a ton of sense to like go back and try and protect Neville and his guys. Although I guess the slugs were kind of a part of the plan. How close is Neville to me?
I mean, within Angel Link's distance, right?
Right. Yeah. I would assume probably my shrimps wouldn't be able to do that super accurately because they don't really.
Yeah, they don't know Neville
really
very
know
well, and
Neville
they're in the
or
middle
what's
of
going
they're in the
on.
middle of like a firefight. Yeah, and I will say if
Yeah.
they like leave the front lines, it will you have pushed them back, but you are still like pretty actively pushing the Yinzers back.
Okay, I think I'm gonna have to just keep trying to like fight
Take
through
more
the
ground,
Teds. Just like keep.
All right, hit me
hacking
with
and
another
slashing.
kick some ass roll
Etc.
to see how that shapes up. And I forgot to say, but Kevin, I would like you to take 2 harm, not including your kind of benefits. So I guess that's only 1 harm.
What? Not including my armor, or not including?
Not including like any like negatives you have from that. So like it's raw 2 harm. Subtract what
Okay.
you need to from that.
Yeah. Okay. And that's a 9.
That's a 9 for kicking some ass.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You're still keeping them on the line, and you are beginning to see some pretty heavy casualties in the Yinzers. There's a lot of fungal humanoid bodies starting to pile up, and there's not blood per se on the battlefield, but there's just there are spores and miasma pooling everywhere. But you are not making a great deal of pressure.
Is anything? I guess this might be another move. But is anything happening when like mushroom, like fungal matter is like touching me? Is that like is there any sort of reaction? Like is it sizzling like on the antifungal guys, or is it like doing anything?
It's not like like growing and healing off of you, but it is very much not adverse to your physical touch.
Right. Okay.
I would like you to roll charm, Kevin.
Okay. That's a 5.
Oh my fucking god. Kevin, you think it's you think that this fight is pointless and that you're all gonna die?
I'm like suddenly hit with that.
You're suddenly hit with like ennui, like out of nowhere. And you just feel like these are insurmountable odds, and that there's almost nothing that you can do. And as soon as you are feeling that, we will get to the you two's moves in a minute. You will maybe likely want to react to what is about to happen. The backlines of these Yinzers are just blasted aside, and you see a hulking figure barreling towards you and your infantry. It is much changed since you last saw him, but you see the monstrous form of one Darren F. Montague, bursting at the seams with fungal growth and might. In a similar physicality, but less magnitude to what Cooper was like in Heaven. Just like tendrils going off in every direction, just flying at you at Mach fucking 10. What are the three of you doing? I will say Amber is focusing fire on this thing, but not making a huge amount of impact upon it at present.
I might have to engage the combat music for my own benefit.
That'd be combat.mp3. You guys can find that on the Surf and Turf Spotify. Don't forget to like, comment, and kill.
Man, I knew we should have killed this guy. Every
tried.
guy we don't kill just comes back. Every guy we do kill comes back. We have to try and kill him again.
Sometimes you kill them and they come back, many of them.
Yeah.
Many of them.
Am I like in
Also, a bunch of the Yinzers are like screaming, like they're not being quiet, like they are vocal combatants.
Yeah, I don't think anybody is really hearing anything that I'm saying right now. Am I like in like can I hold on, let me look at my moves.
And while that's happening, if either of the other two have ideas for what you want to be doing right now, feel free. You see the student body flitting kind of from place to place in the battlefield, making new kind of infantry pop out of the ground to kind of like try and fight off the Yinzers. It is making things slower than you were seeing it make things earlier. And Hyphae does not seem to be Hyphae doesn't seem to be tiring of resources anytime soon.
I have a move that I'd like to do. It's
Please
called
no.
Deal with the Agency, so I can request help from my agency by rolling plus sharp. So I'd like to go on my little headpiece and request some anti-tank artillery for the slug battalion.
Air to surface! Yeah, please. Roll plus sharp to see what resources you can get Heaven to set aside right now. Keeping in mind that on a good roll, it will be very potent as there's a lot of focus, but like a little bit dangerous. You still have your sea anemone, keep in mind. The crabs are pretty much toe-to-toe with the Darren almost. They're a little bit ahead of you in the fray, Kevin. So what's that roll? Nev Campbell.
That is a 8.
Okay, what are the kind of stipulations on a mixed success for that roll? Does it say?
Yes. On a 7 to 9, things aren't so great. You might get chewed out by your supervisors, and they'll be followed, but you get what you need for the job.
So from Kevin, this like blast of holy light just fires out at Darren, blasting a hole through his center. Spoilers, Kakyoin style. And Kevin, you take 2 harm from this. And I'm gonna be real with you, man. Your armor does not block a heavenly beam from inside of you. Is that fair? Yeah. And Trent, you're feeling a little bit hot in the face, and you're feeling that like the kind of like the surface tension between this massive power and you guys has lessened a bit with Neville invoking it, but you can see that the Darren the hulking Darren figure has been
so that was like the beam that Neville called in.
Yes, has been slowed by this. And you hear the Darren just yell, "Vernon!" And is just trying to and just tearing its way through this fucking fray towards one Vernon Roberts.
How
How was that yell, guys?
that was actually really good. I'm unstable now.
Okay, damn.
Just so you know. And can I roll maybe like act under pressure or something to see if I'm like continuing to be affected by, or like how's Kevin feeling? Am I still
Yeah, I'd let you roll
feeling
act under pressure to
hopeless?
see if you can like shake off this kind of like effect in your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll say that the higher you roll, you will probably have more of an insight as to like what specifically is affecting you.
Right, okay. Man, that's 4.
Oh my fucking god.
But I get a level up now.
Henry, check your DNs.
It's gonna be a heavenly beam. Oh no, it's a DM.
Heavenly brain beam.
Just so keep that in mind, Henry.
Okay.
Yeah, in what you do. You feel better, I'd say, to put it mildly. Trent, what are you doing right now? You see, you feel Kevin in fucking danger, and then you feel him a bit distanced from you. You feel there's a bit of a wall. He's put a bit of a wall up. He's sorry. That's what I say when I get hit. A bit of a wallop. That's fun. Yeah.
There we go.
The Yinzers are slowly beginning to thin. This beam took out a lot of them, and you can see with your binoculars that Amber gave you as a wedding gift that you can see Mike kind of slam his hand on his desk and his stuck his arm into the Q mass. I think we're gonna take a moment with Vernon Roberts. How does that sound, everybody?
That sounds great.
So you guys can figure out what your next moves are, as I'm sure there is a lot to think about from the three of you.
I mean, I'm ready when the Vernon scene is done.
Great, man. It gives you just time to think about how much you love your frickin' wife.
True.
That's Taco Bell's slogan. What's that, Solo? Tinkle outside the binkle? Taco Baco. Shield Patty C4 Pi N2NKL.
Are you activating the sleepers?
Yeah. Vernon. Oh, let me put that the rain sounds on again. Feel the rain on your sounds. Hit your control button to open your Windows menu. No one else. No one else. Vernon, you are once more in. It might look a little bit strange. It's in the same way where, like, if you're in a dream and you're like, this is my school from when I was a kid, and it doesn't really look like it, but, like, it is your school, if you know what I mean. You are in your childhood home. You're in a workshop with your dad, You are at least a little bit aware that there is something like not quite real about this, but it's in that dream way where it doesn't really matter to you, you know? And your father has just asked you if you are ready to get to work, and to which you responded, "Yes, father." You know, with your little Welsh Alabama. Sorry, where the fuck are you from? Edmonton,
Oh god.
Arkansas.
No, hang on. What state was it? I've even forgotten.
And
It
this
was
is the most
Delaware,
important.
maybe.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Maybe.
Anyways,
One of those.
your father has prepared this very large, bubbling pot of sugar. It is molten and has just started melting. And your father reaches his hands into this big pot of sugar and just takes out this like mass of like molten sugar and kind of chucks it to you like it's like a little football. And you feel this immense warmth and kind of comfort in your hands, and he starts like almost like the pottery style, passing it from your hand back to his hand, and you start pulling this sugar. And he says, "Now, son, now Vernon, while we make our candy, we must add all manner of ingredients to it. Now, as you know, taffy is often of the salty variety. Now, I'd like you to reach into that barrel over there and pull out some salt so that we can alter the taste of this delicious, delectable treat. And Vernon, I'd like you to roll weird, please, to add salt to the taffy.
Yes, father.
Don't take that tone with me, boy.
Yes.
You still
That
see
is a 10.
incredible. To the right of you, you feel this squirming, fiddling tub of salt. The salt twitching and squealing under your hands as you start grabbing handfuls of it and kind of working it into this taffy as you and your father pass it back and forth, occasionally adding it back to the pot to keep it warm. And this salt, it feels like it is, you can feel it actively changing in this chemical process of making the sugar. The salt is darkening and the sugar is burning and becoming a darker and more caramelized color to it. And as you are pulling it, this sugar begins to look more and more opaque and starts forming these complex structures within it. And your father walks with you over to the door of this kind of like little workshop that you guys work on. He's like, "Well, Vernon, now it is time for us to, as our family has done it many times before, to form the taffy into its complex and important shape. Of course, you know what this shape is, and let us get to work." And the two of you begin plastering it around this door, kind of making almost like a kind of screen door second to this door around it. Give me let's just call that a act under pressure, Vernon.
That is a 12.
Oh my god, okay. You and your father very handily and very efficiently begin forming these just complex, ever like interlocking patterns, and it begins looking halfway between taffy, halfway between a door, and halfway between like stained glass. What images and shapes and colors is Vernon trying to like intentionally work into this door that you and your father are making out of taffy?
It's very sharp.
Okay, I like that a lot. Yeah, it's interlocking, biting, knife-like pieces. Like, I knew you had the eye for this, my son.
It looks almost like some parts of it come together to almost make like a jaw of like teeth.
Of course, natural, classic, and easy breezy, beautiful, and cover girl. And everyone says, "Well, now we must treat it. We must prepare it for hardening. We must point our resources at it. Now, of course, we must wait for the power company to switch on our electricity so we can have this lamp harden this door. So I will let you go and play with your friends, Vernon. I must say you have been most helpful to me, and I am excited to see how this project finishes itself in the days to come. Now, make sure your mother gives you a glass of water, and make sure you get inside before you get rosy-cheeked." And this voice is turning into something a little bit Robin Williams. And I must say, son, I always knew that you had it in you. And he, as you're heading out, and he opens a different door that you didn't notice beforehand. Not this strange kind of not that way, Chris. As he, you look back at this complex and sharp, paper-thin door that the two of you have made from combining this molten sugar and this wriggling lively salt that he has this large lamp pointed at. He takes a baseball cap off a hook off the wall, kind of tousles your hair and puts it on your head, and he gives you a little baseball bat, and he's like, "Now go knock him out, slugger, and be home in time for dinner. Your mother and I are very proud of you."
Thank you, Father.
Delectable. Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you so much, Chris, for a 12 and a 9.
12 and a 10.
12 and a 10. Thank you so much, of course. We are going to cut back to... We are in combat. We are in Neville's space. Is Neville in the room with us right now? And we're going to get Schlid Paddle back on the screen because this is war, damn it. You and Vernon, you are awake upon the battlefield, but we can get to some of the specifics of that in but a moment. You feel yourself sitting in a chair several feet off the ground. The others of you in all this fray have not likely been paying much attention to Vernon, and unless you have reason to actively... I guess, Trent, you'd be on the nearer side to him, but trying not to be... Oh, no, because
probably not paying attention.
Yeah, but you didn't want to be near him because of his, fucked up effects that he was doing upon you recently. Trent, you said you had a move you wanted to be doing post Vern scene.
I wanted to tune in to Q.
Okay. Roll
Use my
weird,
move, tune in.
baby. And you're going to get a +1 on that.
Nice. Oh, nat 12.
Oh my god. So that's what, a 15?
Maybe a 13?
Well, but you rolled 2 6s, you have a weird bonus. Oh no, you have 0 to weird.
0
So
weird.
it's a 13, yeah. For some reason I thought
I get to hold 3 from this move.
I will say I would allow you to use charm instead of weird on this one, I guess, because of your thing with Amber. Your thing with Amber.
Doesn't matter, right?
What's your charm bonus? Just so I have
it's +2.
Okay, so that is...
So it would have been 15.
Yeah, so that's a 15 on this tune-in. So you get to hold 3 on this. You feel a lightning... you feel a firewire Ethernet connection suddenly spring up between you and Q. Upload and download speeds are off the fucking chain hook.
Yeah.
What would you like to do with this connection that you have? You feel not a lot of distress, but you feel almost like a heartbeat coming from Q. It's this palpable, just kind of like energy that you feel them brimming with.
So there's these 2 questions.
Yeah.
What is it planning to do right now, and who is it going to attack next?
Yeah.
I kind of want to...
You could extend that to Hyphae, beyond.
I'm trying to think
please.
more is there a progress bar on Q's mold transformation or whatever? Because they seem to be in a pod. So it was more when are they going to attack and who are they going to attack next?
Q seems to be less of in a transformative state and more of a battery right now. Yeah, they are charging up with arcane energy. You can tell. I'm gonna say that you get a pretty mainline kind of bit of Hyphae's connection right now with this much fungal matter around Q. They're as close to being within a brain as someone in Hyphae can be. They don't want to use a lot of their magical and immaterial attacks right now, as those are things that are like Heaven is good at fighting, and they are still wary about everything else going on. But if this physical attack fails, Q is going to be utilized as kind of the nuclear option, and Hyphae does not care if Q is killed in this attack.
Yeah.
I'll say that for free. You can feel the kind of beginnings of... Hyphae seems, to your knowledge, unaware of this connection that you've made. It's that based. It's that based
That
on
based.
like you and Q's like pretty palpable relationship. You can feel like stirrings of Q's like consciousness, but they seem to be like in a very dormant state right now.
Can I try and push those feelings?
Give me another charm roll.
Fuck.
Trent is
hold on.
defeated by feelings once again.
Trent has to go lie down and put a towel on his head.
I rolled a
Episode
5.
1 style.
Five,
Just passes
five
out.
plus 3. That's a
5 plus 3 is an 8.
It's an
Yeah.
8. Okay, you can either have this process go slowly and Hyphae won't know about it happening, or you can have it happen incredibly quickly, but Hyphae will know.
I think doing it slowly is fine because you said this is like the nuclear option yet,
Yeah.
and it's not like we're like we barely even like started the battle, right? Like, this is like turn 2. So I'm gonna try and do like a slow upload to like reboot Q's consciousness.
Okay,
I
yeah,
guess.
very, very fair. I will say that like part of your like a lot of your like kind of bond shit is going to be focused on that. So you are
Yeah.
not going to get the +1 that you normally get from your bond while this is actively going on. It's like kind of like a focus thing in D&D. But you this
But-
can oh yeah, please.
Tuning in
Yeah.
gives me +1 ongoing while acting on the answers
Mhm,
that I
so-
get from the questions.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like tuned into Q.
You're tuned into Q, and by extension, you have a
Hyphae.
Hyphae. Yeah. You get another
I have one more
one
question.
more question.
But
Yeah, please. You can save that though if you'd like.
yeah, I'll save it for now.
Cool. Kevin, you are in the thick of it. You see this kind of platoon of shrimp around you, a bunch of Yinzers kind of at your feet, and you see this massive Darren Montague ahead of you, and you got a lot of disdain for this guy for obvious reasons. What are you doing?
Can we have a quick sidebar? Doesn't have to be visible to the audience, but it
For sure, yeah. I'm going to.
can be. I don't know. Whatever you think works better.
Yeah, let's go into the Surf and Turf private channel.
And
But
should we just leave so
Well,
that the
I mean-
audience can like have everything?
they'll still be able to have everything if we go into the secondary
Oh,
voice
right,
channel. And
yeah.
also, we never use it. And it's literally called For the Stabbing of Backs, and I just want to use the flavor. So Kev and I are gonna hop over. You have access to that, right, Henry?
I
can't see
do.
a reason why you wouldn't. Okay, yeah, we're
And
gonna go
this
over there.
works for the stream.
The webcams might be a little. It won't be visible, but there's no
That's
way
fine.
for us to get it like good one-on-one. So
All
you'll
right,
be able
all
to
right.
hear it, and they'll be able to see me. Boodle Dink. Hey man. Sidebar.
Are we live?
Yeah, yeah. The stream has just started.
Okay, so I would just like a little bit of clarification
Absolutely.
as to like how much like control like what is the situation with Kevin exactly? I did the
I think you, Henry, are still deciding what you are doing,
Mhm.
but I think you are. Do we want to say the thing, or I think it's better if our friends don't know about it, but the audience does.
Sure.
Other Kevin is currently in control.
Right.
Of the
So
body.
I'm playing
You're playing other
as
Kevin
other.
right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your,
that
your-
is-
yeah. Your goals are, broadly your own. I will say you are not currently wholly connected to Hyphae. You can feel that draw upon you. I'm probably gonna make you do a act under pressure to like see if you are able to like kind of fight independence, because like your brain or
Yeah.
like your
Should we do that
consciousness.
now?
Let's do that now. Yeah. Roll act under
Okay.
pressure so we can see how that kind of is going to be shaping out, to see how much will you have as other Kevin.
I'm just gonna use
And
Kevin's
and Kevin
regular stuff.
Classic is still like in there and still aware of what's going on. It's kind of like a sunken place thing.
Right,
in
okay.
Get Out.
So I got a 10.
You got a 10? Okay. You can feel a dual weight upon you, Kevin. the weight of Heaven's mass beam ready to charge, and you understand like the whole situation going on. But you also feel this: if you slip up or maybe are rendered either unconscious or inert, you do think that Hyphae may take full control back over you, which you maybe don't want, but you are an independent sailor right now.
Okay.
Sorry, people at home can't see the webcams. It's actually we probably can't if we're gonna be here for much longer. I don't know.
We're probably gonna go back.
Yeah, we're probably gonna go back pretty soon.
Um,
Also, welcome to the stream, Other Kevin.
thank you. Glad to be here.
Oh, that works.
All right. Yeah. Let's get back.
Hey guys, it's me, Henry. What the fuck?
Not again.
Whoa. Why does Henry's webcam always default to that? And why? Oh, I see. What the fuck? I turned my webcam on and Discord disconnected, so that's gonna take a second. How's everybody enjoying the stream so far? This is gonna be this has been a long and weird one, but I hope it's vibes. Hey guys.
I guess it's just-
Hello.
Sorry, Heaven got me. I turned my webcam on and Discord did not like that. See if it works this time. Mazel tov. And Henry is almost going to be visible on stream.
Ooh.
Give it a minute. There we go. Oh, nope, that's not right.
Stream
Huh.
of infinite regression.
Yeah, it's infinite print time.
Or the infinite regression between heaven and hell.
This guy's read the Surf and Turf novelizations.
This
So yeah,
okay,
the
so-
Surf and Turf wiki.
yeah, Kev, your turn.
So Kevin, just stops basically like mid like swing,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and looks like he's carrying something very heavy all of a sudden. Like he looks a little bit worn down.
Looks like he was given a really heavy backpack.
Yeah, you look and a really heavy cowboy hat. He looks tired and worn down and a little bit confused, and he turns around. He's kind of dragging his trident behind him on the ground, just kind of like slumped over on
Like a
and
kid
he kind
with
of
his
turns around.
backpack, not wanting to go to school.
He turns around and sort of just wanders back like through his ranks, who I'm assuming are probably going to be a little bit confused. But he's just kind of walking away from the front line.
The 15 Shrumps in unison are like, are we falling back, Kevin? Do we want to keep fighting the big thing? Do we want to? The crabs are about to engage with the big vampire guy.
Kevin does not respond. He's a little stumbly.
Okay. And the Neville, you hear kind of like a Neville, come in. Neville, Kevin's something strange is going on with the commanding officer that puts you in charge by default right now. Do you want where do you want us focusing? Shall we keep on the front lines?
Keep on the front lines.
It's them shooting their guns. And you guys see Kevin kind of slowly meandering his way through the lines. As you can see right now, Kevin, as you are looking backwards, you see the house of the student body is like covered in like even more defenses now, and the student body now seems to be happy with that and is focusing more on the combat. And you see in the back lines, sitting idly and interestedly on a chair, you see Vernon Roberts. And this chair is palanquin style, currently being carried by 4 rat-like humanoids. And there is something on Vernon's head.
What is on Vernon's head?
It's a little bit far away, but it looks kind of off-whitish brown, kind of spiky and pointy, crown-shaped.
Definitely on Vernon's head.
Definitely on Vernon's head.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Can't be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. What's Kevin? Is Kevin just still walking through the lines?
Kevin is noticing this and
Kind of taking it all in.
taking it all in, like in Saving Private Ryan in the opening scene, I guess.
Neville. Actually, Kevin, can you roll a kick some ass for your shrimps just to see how they're doing without you? I'm gonna give them a -1 without their commanding officer there.
Sure.
Shouldn't have rolled a 4, Henry.
So a plus tough, and -1.
Yeah.
Okay. That's still 11.
Okay, wow. A lot of the grunts are still kind of focusing on just like, minion v minion fighting, but the massive like Darren Montague figure is currently being held at bay with this massive kind of like hole through its torso. These big crab guys are kind of duking it out, and there's just a volley of fire coming from these shrimps. But it's pretty much a stalemate, maybe with your heavenly defenses being on the winning side. The occasional like pot shot from Amber when she's not kind of firing at some of the harder hitters in Hyphae's backlines. Okay, Trent, what are you doing right now? You see Kevin, and you are perhaps a little confused.
Can I just get like a recap of kind of like what Trent is like taking in at this moment? Because like the whole Vernon thing is a lot.
Yeah, well, you've not noticed that yet.
Oh, I haven't Trent hasn't noticed that yet.
You've not looked behind you. You've been.
That's true.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on this field. So there's just this kind of like no man's land. A lot of dead Yinzers, a lot of dead like strange constructs still being like kind of produced by I will say not every soldier looks like Ted Yinzer, but all the ones that don't look like Ted Yinzer are
But every Ted Yinzer looks like a soldier.
all the ones that don't look like Ted Yinzer are also identical to itself with like maybe one of 3 different faces.
Yeah,
quite different from Ted, but still pretty clearly it's a bit of a man. I didn't even mean to do a Clone War. Oh my god. I'm just getting that. Sorry. Oh my god. I can never escape. What the fuck? How the fuck did I not put that together yet?
What was this if not that?
Just a cool fight that I was doing.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my god.
Well, the Clone War is a cool fight.
And I did it.
I like how I sent that chat message as soon as you were like, I'm putting the chat messages away now.
Oh wow, yeah. You did write that, didn't you? That's Taco Bell's slogan, yeah. How did Jesus fucking Christ, man. I saw Clone Wars style, but I thought you were talking about in the Clone Wars there's like a big thing that fires a beam, and I thought that was in reference to Kevin. I thought you were talking about the big spider thing that the Empire uses. Sorry, the Separatists use to fire the beam. Jesus Christ, prequels heads. So yeah, you see, like the main kind of brawl is happening in the middle there with this kind of like Darren type Hulk. Once again, every time Darren Montague enters a fight, doesn't seem to affect things too drastically, but definitely drawing a lot of fire. And you see that there is some commotion happening at the back lines behind all of these kind of foot soldiers and like armored vehicles and shit. The occasional volley of not catapult fire, like rockets and shit, are being either picked out of the air by Amber or bounce off the defenses of the house. It is very slowly taking damage, but like it has not been like shook by anything serious yet. The main issue is just the sheer number of people that the other side has to throw against you. Neville and his bombardiers are, still flitting about the kind of no man's land, trying to pick people off here and there, I am assuming, unless they have drastically changed the thing. And dejectedly, Kevin is walking slowly, in just kind of towards the back of the fighting, Kevin, or towards anything in particular?
I think not really towards anything in particular, away from the direction he was previously going, like kind of just turning his back to the fight.
Spider-Man No More style.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's kind of your read on things, Trent.
Well then,
Degrade.
Can I turn around just so I have the information of Vernon? Because I really want the whole perspective of Kevin is walking away from things dejected, and Vernon has just reappeared to kill all of
Yeah,
us.
you check to see how. Oh yeah, because you did see that the thing was under attack, and as you're like, oh that's cool. The student body isn't attacked. Oh, and cool, Vernon's awake and he's being carried on a palanquin by 4 ratmen, and he's wearing a crown on his head.
Wait.
Yeah, Vernon, what you do right now is, it's up to you. You're not like, under control by any great power. You're just feeling real good. Like you just woke up from like a really good nap, and like then you jacked off, and then you ate a really good breakfast. Like it's just a phenomenal start to your day.
Damn.
You woke up, had sex with your girlfriend, started watching Earworm. Classic stuff.
Can I investigate a mystery, I guess?
Yeah, why
on
not, man?
Vernon? I feel like that's like the only applicable move I have.
You can also become blurry, apparently.
Is that a move that Trent has?
Look at Reese's webcam and you tell me. Sorry, never mind. As soon as I bring it up, it goes away.
It is a little
Yeah,
flicker.
how about you investigate a dang mystery there, Brent?
I have no idea what's going on. I rolled a 3. Vern's got like some stuff going on, but
You,
that's none of my business.
Trent, you feel, if anything, actually kind of calm and like chill.
Oh, thank God we have that thing that tried to kill us in the first season.
Yeah,
there.
you're just like really happy. Like at
Yeah.
least Vernon's back on the battlefield, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Nothing out of the
Kevin-
ordinary, really.
Kevin, as he's kind of wandering around, he doesn't look necessarily dejected anymore, so much as just a little bit
Hungry.
conflicted. Hungry? Conflicted. And he, the trident kind of slips out of his hand and hits the ground and sort of dissolves into a puddle. And,
Classic.
and he
This is just like the beginning of Castle Crashers, where there's the like massive war happening in the background, but like you're just in like your own little like bit in the middle of it, and there's not a lot of it. Like you guys are just kind of like idly near a massive war.
so Kevin's spirit dissolves and I'm gonna say if there's one that's near, probably takes like a gun from like a either a shrimp or just like from the ground or whatever, just like
Yeah, there's a dead Yinzer that got like kind of far and then got blasted apart by Amber. So you've got like a,
Right.
like a submachine gun.
Yeah, I would say maybe he like tries to like somewhat like absentmindedly like tries to summon the trident and it or like holds his hand. I don't know how much information everyone else would be getting on that scene, but it just doesn't happen. So he just picks up again.
Yep. And just you're like still just kind of walking away from the fight, holding a gun.
I think at this point he's kind of picked up the gun and stopped and is now taking stock of the situation and kind of looking around, no longer really wandering anywhere, but just like
Trent, a sidebar.
Yeah, let's do it.
This feels like precisely what we were worried about.
Yeah, it's kind of like all the bad things are happening.
I'm not really sure our next move on this one. You know?
How's Q's reboot coming along?
78%.
What's the ETA on that bitch?
Let's call that 5 minutes. It's been like a bit. Like time has been progressing.
It's been a bit since we checked
Yeah.
it.
And you can feel the beginning trickles of confusion, fear, and anger coming from Q.
Yeah. I want to try and like help them control that, like less like fear and anger, but more like controlled. Like you're in control of the situation right now. Like,
Trent is using emotional allomancy. Very cool. Roll plus charm.
that kind of
that
seems
is
like what happened to Kevin not too long ago.
That's a 9 plus 2 plus 1. So 12.
12. And so you are trying to calm.
I'm basically just saying like you're waking up, but like don't make like a scene. Like you will have like I'm hoping you'll have like more control than like if you were like a mindless puppet, mindless battery.
This fucking sucks.
Yep. Just give me 5 minutes. Give me like 5 minutes,
For sure. Mike.
and then I.
This is the Mike that's here. This is not a duplicate of him. This is like
Oh.
this is Mike Matter. Just keep
Oh.
that, just maybe keep that in mind.
Yeah. Okay. We'll do.
Oh,
Amber.
is that a ring on your finger?
Yeah.
Can
How
I-
can you see it from all the way over there?
We've got a bit of a connection, you and I.
Oh, you kind of like doing like an optic through my optics thing.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Of course.
Well, hopefully you'll be able to say that when we get you to that gross ass pod.
Am I your best your best man?
Of course.
Thanks, man.
Wouldn't have anyone else.
I appreciate it.
And then I want to relay like not all this information to Amber, but just like 5 minutes. We've got someone like
Okay.
coming.
Okay. That's bad. Pointing at Vernon. Pointing the railgun at Vernon. Vernon, what are you doing right now?
Hmm.
On your rat boy palanquin.
Well,
It's rat boy summer.
hello everyone. I must say I do feel quite well rested. Now, I do believe I should get back to business. Now, I do believe my main duty here was to protect Trent, and so I think I will do that. And I will try to get some of my rats to sort of like form a little like little barrier around Trent.
Trent, 6 rat men, like, crawl their way out of zombie style out of the ground, and are standing at attention. They're all wearing crisp white shirts and cool pressed slacks, and they have large Magnum revolvers, and they are standing to attention around you. Trent, you think this is perfectly fine. Amber,
Kevin-
Rat armies on our side. Let's go.
they don't appear hostile. I want to express that I do not like this, and I would like to kill them.
Yeah, but like for now, right?
I don't like this, Trent. I do not like this one bit. I promise you.
Do we have much of a choice right now,
No,
babe?
no, I don't believe we do. Okay, great. Hey, Kevin.
Kevin is no longer wearing a helmet.
Kevin. Kev. He appears non-responsive.
Kevin turns around and kind of gives like a
What the?
wave.
What the fuck? This is nothing.
I think
Yeah.
Kevin is currently like if a Yinzer were to directly attack Kevin, I think he would fight it off, but otherwise he's not really making any offensive effort currently.
I would say you're probably further back in the fray, that there's not a lot of Yinzers
Right.
getting to you right now. The student body is making a lot of fodder, and as they are making these grunts, they appear to be getting more like complicated. Like some of them have weapons, and some of them are beginning to have like more like kind of finalized features and shit.
Just getting better and more sophisticated.
Yeah, they're just they're getting better at making these things. Kevin, can I get another kick some ass just to see how the fight is progressing amongst the Darren, the mamas and the papas? And I'm just going to assume that Neville is kind of still actively in the fray. If there's anything you really want him to be doing, Chris, feel free.
Yes,
But
I guess
yeah.
one quick note is Neville does have some medical abilities, although I don't know how much Kevin's wounds seem to be physical.
Did
in
you
nature,
say?
so-
Did you just say ooh wounds?
I just rolled a 10. Or am I taking 1 from that for
You're still it's still
like am I rolling for the shrimps?
You're still rolling for the shrimps with a -1 because they're commanding officers.
so that's
not on your
9.
side. So that's a 9.
Roll for shrimp.
Roll for shrimp. Your numbers are beginning to thin. Darren looks like he's taking a fair bit of damage. You see from the back lines of this. What's going on? What's going on, Trent? You seem less than thrilled, Reese.
UCLA.
You see Cabaret. You see a large, kind of like almost fungal tornado is moving its way towards Darren right now. Neville,
Gross.
if you want to try to heal Kevin, I would call that very fair. What's the kind of rote on your healing abilities?
Yes. So I have a medic. So I have a full first aid kit and the training to heal people.
Okay. Roll plus sharp.
I think it's plus cool. For this.
Roll plus cool then, please.
Yeah, I can read you out all the things on it. But yeah.
Oh, and Trent, you still have that read a bad situation or that investigative mystery, I believe, right? Oh no, you rolled a 4. I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a 9. So on a 7 to 9, choose one: heal 2 harm or stabilize an injury.
Entirely up to you. You know that. I mean, I will say Kevin is unstable and has taken a fair bit of harm.
Yeah, I think I will. I will try to. I'll stabilize the injury.
Yeah, Kevin, you see this weird little guy walk up to you, and can we just get that scene? Can we see the healing scene, please?
So first, I'll probably like angel wings over to Kevin.
Yeah, so we just hear a
little.
Hello.
Hey, you seem a little down right now.
I'm Johnny on the spot.
Need a ride?
It seems Kevin looks like he's gotten like a haircut recently. Like he looks yeah, there's like he's got a little bit of stubble. And once again, not wearing a helmet. And
Not wearing a helmet, yeah.
I think maybe he's like lost
a couple pounds.
Lost maybe like a couple of armor panels.
Yeah,
perhaps.
like your pauldron came off, like one of your
Yeah.
shin pads came off. Yeah,
Like
you know,
they
all that
are.
stuff.
I will say Kevin's like heavenly, like the his trident and his armor, like behaves like a physical object once it's summoned for the most part.
but then just kind of turns
like,
to water afterwards.
Yeah, like if he isn't like near it or like actively like
Making it.
actively like solidifying it, then it kind of just
I will say you
disappears.
definitely still feel this like massive like heavenly light focused on Kevin, like Neville. He's still definitely this font of Heaven's beam. You got so yeah.
Do you want a band-aid?
Sure. You're a funny little creature.
little character?
I'll take like some holy water, put out like a gauze, like maybe just like dab up his forehead and like a little band-aid with like Finding Nemo band-aid.
Does that?
Yeah. Are you healing to harm or fixing unstable?
Fixing unstable.
Cool. You are no longer unstable, Kevin.
Okay.
Well, you're still pretty unstable, Kevin. But you are
Right.
no longer.
Maybe his mind is cleared a little bit.
And you're losing water less actively.
Right.
Trent, as this combat is feeling, you feel the microwave ding of your hot pocket being done, and you guys can also feel that hell is about, let's call it 75% done in its kind of appraisal of Hyphae, so before it can consume it physically.
Can I, like, the beam move
Yeah.
that that Neville did, or that Neville like had Kevin do? Can
Yeah.
I like choose to do that currently? Is that like something that I can channel?
No, I don't think you can.
Okay.
You
I
have
can't
a-
make it.
you
I
can-
can't make it happen.
You
at
can
all?
feel the door, you cannot feel the key, if that makes sense to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say that was true earlier as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think
Do you?
is that Amber?
Yeah, you get a text.
I think I wanted to be someone, and maybe I have purpose here. I'm looking Neville intensely directly in the eyes. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Kevin's beard has grown out
And he's-
somewhat significantly
he smells like-
over the course of this
He
conversation.
smells like Old Spice. Is that a good character decision, Henry?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
I think. I think his face is also like a little bit like it's always a little bit like indistinct if you look at it for too like if you it's just like you would have a hard when you like you can picture someone that you saw in passing, but if you try to describe them, their facial features kind of like elude you. It's I think that's normally what Kevin's kind of like, is like you have like a pretty good idea of like, oh yeah, that's Kevin, but if you try to like, it's like a character in a book where it's like if you like once you're not directly looking at him, like it's kind of vague like what he actually looks like. You probably couldn't name like a distinct facial feature. That's Kevin normally. I think Kevin right now is his facial features are flowing a little bit. You know, they're kind of subtly changing and not quite settling on
Yeah.
on any one sort of.
The Weird Al Fat music video.
I don't.
Moving on.
And so I think Kevin looks like he has a little bit more purpose now. He's back in it a little bit. Back in it being a relative term, but
Kevin,
who's
combat.
that? Is that
It's Amber.
Amber. And I look at Amber and I say to Neville, Amber loves dark ginger ale. As if I'm remembering it. And
A single
Chance the
tear,
Rapper?
a single fucking tear runs down Kevin's cheek. You can see that.
All right, and then he turns around and starts once again going in the direction of Mike Finghetti. Still not really.
That's a fucking win, I guess.
Yeah, he's going in the right direction again.
That's something.
But still not really actively, like he's defending himself, but not really actively engaging.
Okay,
anyone on the battle.
roll act under pressure for Kevin.
Five.
Okay, you're gonna take 2 harm.
Do I mark stable again if that happens, or?
Does it put? I mean, your armor is still taking away 1, so you only. Like,
Actually,
take-
you know what?
Yeah,
Can I retroactively? I think I might use a luck point for this.
For what?
For the
for-
roll.
Removing all damage.
Oh, you're just kind of like, you guys see Kevin go with the flow. Oh, to remove all damage or for your act under pressure?
No, for the act under pressure roll.
Oh.
Because you can also use a luck point to mitigate all damage you have taken.
Flow like water.
No, I'm gonna change the roll to 12.
Okay, 1 second. I must confer with an Albinoric. But okay, that I also let's just use this to take like real quick 5-minute breaks so people can get some water and stretch their legs. And I have a couple things I need to think about. And we're live! Welcome to the first session of Surf and Turf Lower Education.
Welcome to Surf and Turf Open Season.
We awake upon a young Kevin riding his electric motorcycle down the mean streets of Dance Hall, Alberta.
Holy shit. That would be... Sorry, may I for just a second? That would be an insane open to a Season 2 if Hi-Fe won. It's like, other Kevin rides his electric motorcycle down the clean streets of Hi-Fe, California.
Damn.
Because of course they've changed the name.
Why have you... I thought you said that you've
They
never
would.
read my DM notes.
Well, I never read any of the DMs you send me.
That's true. So, and yet you still manage to show up to my house when I invite you. And more often when I
Lucky
don't.
guess. Do you hear that wet sound effect I sent you, Max?
Oh no, let me play that so that the stream can hear it. Oh, this is good. And also, we are audible again. This is what Kevin sounds like. I'll play that again for the people in the back. Feels good on my brain. Henry, do you want to send that to the
Oh, yeah,
chat
sure.
so that our boys can
Yes.
hear it?
That is kind of what I was going for.
So yeah, Vernon, you've kind of shored up your your 6 little ratty babies to protect our measly little humanoid guy. You feel a similar feeling to what you were seeing within and feeling described within Kevin and Trent. This like pooling and raising of energy. It is just ever so out of out of your grasp, but you can feel this like potential energy just crackling in the air around you. And you can, I will say, you can feel a strong connection to these rat men. You can feel just a little like kind of whispering from them in just like the back of your mind, just like Doc Ock's arms in Spider-Man 2. And you can feel that knife on Trent's belt. It is a beating heart and a beacon in the night. And you can see this just like miasma of just kind of squandered potential across this battlefield from you is like the big thing that you're getting from Hi-Fe. Yeah. What are my cute cats and kittens doing right now? I know Kevin is currently making his way to the front of the fight again, brandishing just whatever guns he can find on the ground. Maybe takes a grenade from a nearby slug. Neville, you're still in the thick of it with your see an enemy kind of it's just this little guy gripped onto your back. It's this little Paul Rudd gripped onto your back, being like JoJo's reference. And Trent, you're at your railgun. You're at a certain scientific railgun with
Just got a double kill bot lane and my railgun equipped wife walks in.
She brought me a 7-Eleven suit of armor, and I didn't even ask. Wow, Trent is
very
ninja. Oh my god. Man, this is a good show.
Right. I'm gonna like try and talk to Q, communicate what the status of the battlefield is.
Sounds pretty shitty.
Yeah, it's not great. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling more. I feel a bit of like a resistance between me and the fungal mass around me. I do feel Hi-Fe preparing to use the nuclear option on the battlefield so that they can just. They seem to be okay with damaging some of the student body's cells as long as they gain full control over it. They feel quite confident that they will be able to consume it into itself. Please tell me that you guys have a plan.
How? Okay. You know, it's 2017, right?
Yes, sir.
When was Overwatch released?
Oh my god, I think Overwatch was released in the year you were away.
I think so. Yeah, I think it was
2016.
Oh my god,
Okay.
Trent doesn't
And
know
it's like
about
end.
Overwatch.
It's like end of 2017, right?
Yeah,
So Anna's definitely in the game. Okay.
but I
You.
promise. Oh, I guess maybe you checked Twitter since you got back to
Yeah.
Cabaret.
I'm big Twitter head, big what company? What big Blizzard head? You know.
Yeah, I mean they've made nothing but good games at this point. Your
Anyway,
favorite
this is
characters-
all
your
for
favorite
this is
characters
all
McCree.
for like. Yeah, absolutely.
Of course.
Okay, Q. If I
Yeah.
gave you like a nano boost, like if I could like supercharge you,
Yeah.
do you think you could possibly break out of your containment, or not? I don't want to say neutralize yourself, but like you know what I mean. Like take the nuclear thing option off the table by removing the power source, i.e. you, from like the whole mechanism. Can you
I
fight
can-
your way
Oh
out?
my god, I can try my best. I think we're gonna have one shot at it.
Yeah, absolutely we will.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So you're
Just
just gonna try to
like-
pour as much fucking non-hyphae energy you can into me, and I'm just gonna try to. God, I don't
I'll
know.
try and
instant
juice
transmission out
you
of
up.
here. Yeah, for sure. I'll try to.
Yeah.
I'll hit shift and then I'll like I don't know. I'll earth shatter
Yeah.
on mic and then get out of here. You just want me to vacate the premises? I know
Either
I know some
either vacate or like if
mitigate.
you could like I don't know explode your way out, like either like extract yourself just out of the entire situation, or
gotta
if you
say,
feel like
I'm-
you can help.
I'm feeling pretty
Yeah.
fucking volatile.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to let some of that out, you could always stay here and help with some power. You know, we could use
Oh.
the firepower.
Oh god.
We'll just see how this goes.
We'll just see. We'll just see how this goes, man.
Okay, I want to channel my like.
Sorry, what the fuck is solo time?
Yeah, what is the reference to?
Q is going back in time to the first Thanksgiving to take turkey off the menu. That's right. Q is going back in time to the first Thanksgiving to take turkey off the menu. What? What the fuck?
That'd be
JonTron.
insane.
JonTron clip. I'm gonna call that
Empath.
yeah, but using weird not charm.
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
yeah.
it's like it's. But
you're
like,
you're,
this is
you're
like,
acting upon your previous thing. Yeah.
I can also. I'm trying to like draw a little bit of power from Kevin and Amber, just like because it's like non-hyphae, but also like in that weird, magical zone.
That mid.
So I'm
that
just trying
mid-ground.
to. I'm trying to magic boost.
Sorry, solo. All
Is
birds
he
are
getting
free.
anything from Kevin currently?
Yeah, he still feels a strong heavenly connection to him, yeah.
Heavenly.
Right, that makes sense. Okay.
All right, so. That is a 7, but. I'm going to use a luck
How
point
many
and
do
change
you
it to a
have
12.
left, Trentley?
That's not really important. I
Okay.
don't think. I have. This is.
It's important
I'm
if you
just
have none
going
left.
Yeah. So it's not important yet. It'll be
Okay.
important in about 3 rolls.
Sorry, wait, it's important if you have how many left?
None. That means your
None.
character
Right.
is doomed, Cooper style.
Yeah. I have
Well, he
I
was
have
fine.
3 left after this.
Okay.
So I have like
Um,
half my I just used half. Just past the
Then
halfway point.
yeah, this like visible connection strikes up on this battlefield. This pinpoint
Mercy
of
beam.
light kind of absent-mindedly and aimlessly drifts from Kevin, just kind of whipping and willowing through the air eel-like towards Trent. And this like pulsing, beating, like magnetic energy kind of radiates off of Amber and like mixes in with it to you, Trent. And this, you hold your arm out and you go, "Buh," and this like, classic weaving in between people. Kevin, you feel it just kind of zing past your ear, and you just feel this like crackling energy. And we see it just strike right in the heart of this massive mass of fungal shit, and a very large explosion happens deep in the paint. You see a couple of buildings in Hyphae's backline just crumble to the ground. It's more than 2, so this is fine. don't even sweat it, Reddit. And you guys see this just like beacon of this same kind of like dull reddish crackling light that's previously been on one young Trentley, just kind of flare up and then just kind of go back down into itself. And standing next to you guys in the back line, you see one Cubert Michael Alpenglow.
Middle name reveal?
Sup?
How you feeling?
Complicated question.
Yeah.
To say the least. Still definitely mushroomy. But yeah, that's chill. Separate from it all. Oh, that's Vernon right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Hello, Q.
We got a rat pack with us. I see no issue with this.
Amber and Q share a look. Men. And
Men and their rats.
Vernon, what are you doing? And then we're gonna get to Kevin on the front line. The angelic among us feel almost bubbling over with this divine might. The barrier between heaven and earth has seldom before been so thin. The sun is setting, but the light in the sky has only grown brighter and more saturated. All angels present appear larger than normal. Oh, that's also a League reference. That's funny. Because don't the minions sometimes get big?
Oh yeah, if you have like Baron buff, I guess.
So yeah, you guys have Baron buff right now, and also the other one because Q's here. Yeah, a wave of light goes across the ground, and the texture of the ground changes color. That's a thing that happens in League, I think.
With new skin, yeah.
Wow, crazy.
You get a penta, the entire thing changes.
Yeah, this has all been a ploy to get people to, I guess, play League of Legends and Overwatch.
This is actually Arcane Season 2.
Yeah, budget got way cut. Yeah, Vern, what are you up to?
Yes, I would like to go over to Trent.
On
Trent,
foot, or are
low.
you carried over in your palanquin?
In
Or
the
are you on
palanquin.
4s?
Or, God, I hate the way Vernon runs. But yeah, Amber, just trying to ignore what's happening, is holding one of your hands, Trent, and firing her railgun continuously off with the other hand. Pretty impressive.
Very impressive. That's a
Just like,
big ass
okay,
gun.
okay, cool. Let's just, man, I hope this doesn't break bad.
Jesse.
Roll credits.
Roll for Jesse, everybody. Yeah.
Trent, I recognize that in the past I have manipulated you, but I come to you on neutral grounds here. I believe I gave you a knife some time ago, and if you do
Yeah, it
not
was my
mind,
Christmas
I would
present.
like to have it. Yes.
We'll attack you, Vern. Give him back.
You
Ask him
not
for a
mind.
Christmas present back. Just saying.
Also, like, the last time this knife was in the hands of someone with the crown, they kind of went,
Trent,
You
roll-
know.
I'm gonna let you give me an act under pressure to see if you can maybe fight off. You've got a lot of forces acting upon you right now. Let's see if
Yeah.
you can shake off this one.
that is a 6 + 3, 9, and that's act under pressure +1 cool is 10.
Okay.
And then if I get a +1 from Amber holding my hand.
You are very actively aware of the facts of this situation. You are no longer "this is fine, dog."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, from Trent's perspective, like, all that the crown does is, like, amplify a person's, like, physical ability, or, like, martial ability, and, like, it, like, tracks that, and, like, every time it fights something, it, like, multiplies your effectiveness. I didn't see anything to indicate that the knife was like necessary for that to work. And it's just more of like a that's probably the strongest weapon in the fucking room type deal. So I want to go like Vern. No, you don't get the cursed knife, Vern. I'm sorry. And I'm looking away, like at the ground. Sorry, Vern.
Like you're lying. Like you're lying to your mom.
You can take the boar spear and go
The
ape
hockey
shit with
stick
that.
with the knife taped to it.
The hockey stick with a knife. You can take either of my other long range weapons, but I cannot, in good conscience, give you the cursed knife.
One of the rats standing beside of you pulls back the hammer on his fucking revolver. You know.
And well, I do not like your decision. I will respect it. And
The rats are talking
I-
amongst themselves.
I appreciate your offering of these toys to use, but I think I will be fine for now.
Very well. And I'm just furiously squeezing Amber's hand. Vern can smell the fear just dripping off of
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. Great. Great stuff, Vernon.
me. The rats are gonna fuck us up.
Ooh boy. Okay. Amber is I'm gonna say out of shot with her railgun. I'm gonna go keep an eye on / assist Kevin in the fray. Trent, how about you come with me doing that?
That sounds lovely, my dear wife.
Yeah. Q, I would. What do you want to do? He's like, I'm gonna maybe keep an eye on Vernon. And Amber's like, I would say that sounds like a great idea. Help Vernon out as you have helped him with his magic before.
And Q's like still buffed to hell, right?
Q is fucking like hovering a couple
Juiced up.
feet off the ground. Like there's like mini shock waves coming. Yeah, Q is charged up with a lot of different shit right now. You guys can.
How?
Mhm.
Sorry.
No, please.
How? Like Kevin's main goal,
Yeah.
and don't say it, but Kevin's main goal for the last little while has been just to get to Mike.
Yep.
Can I get a check-in on how well that's going?
Are you taking a wide berth around like the big Darren fight in the middle of the field, or are you just gonna?
Yeah. Well, I can.
You can still angel wings, I think.
I can. Yeah, I should be able to do that, or maybe fly, perhaps.
You know what? Yeah.
I might have
roll-
access to that ability.
Roll weird.
Okay.
Well, for fly. Also, what was Mike's reaction to like
Well,
the pod exploding?
We're getting to
Very
that.
good.
Yeah.
10.
10 sinuous fibrous wings sprout from Kevin's shoulders. 16-foot wingspan on this fucker. And with a just
ripping parts of like the
back piece of
shoulder
your
straps.
armor just explodes out backwards and just like a spray of water. And Kevin just
Gross.
takes off. Do you want to just like land by Mike?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get to him right now.
Just yeah.
Elytra.
You precisely, or Learn to Fly, the Flash game about the penguin. If you guys were looking at the Hyphae backlines, you see that a lot of pretenses of humanity and corporate art have kind of fallen by the wayside. Several of these buildings are beginning to sprout massive fungal limbs and are beginning to slowly drag themselves towards the UC Cabaret grounds. And you see one Mike Fungetti up upon a massive crater in the ground, just encased in mulch and in just organic matter with tendrils of fleshy fungal matter stretching out from him in all directions, and you see a large circle of humanoid figures just encased and barely recognizable as humanoid at 16 points around him in a large circle, and they appear to be doing some pretty massive shit. I think it would be a safe thing to say. Are you landing just kind of right in the middle of this, Kevin?
Yeah. Like I think I'm kind of tunnel visioned, like on just Mike himself.
Let's call that give me a act under pressure, and I'm going to give you a +1 to this.
Okay.
%, or 85% hellish appraisal of Hyphae.
Wow. 12.
Oh my god. Okay. You feel? Oh yeah, please.
Oh, anime. I thought I had advanced on that, but I don't.
On act under pressure.
Yeah, I don't. I thought I did.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. You feel the overwhelming kind of presence of Hyphae as you're getting this close to one of its pretty. Oh my god, is there a Tibby?
The Tibby is leaving the room.
Oh my lord. Tibby has left the building. You feel this massive presence of intent and effect upon you, Kevin, and you feel a fortification from within you from the other guy, who seems to be if you disagree with this, let me know. But if not able to kind of take full control right now, it seems to be very willing to kind of help you not get shit fucked up. Does that seem fair?
I was going to there's something that I want to do. I don't know when that necessarily, but yeah, that's we're on the same page here.
Cool. You have landed very gracefully, just in the maybe not keeping contact with any of the big fungal tendrils on the ground, and you see Mike's eyes snap open and look at you, and he just kind of smirks a little bit, and he's like, the prodigal son. What can I do you for? What would you like to be referred as? Just Kevin is fine.
I am just going to run up to him and start just trying to just attack him. I guess with my fists, or I still probably have a couple of shots left in this gun or something.
Just
I'm just gonna throw myself at him.
Okay, cool. Roll, kick some ass.
Do I still get a +1 to this?
Sure.
7.
I'm glad.
Mixed success.
I did just roll a nat 3, just so everyone in the audience.
You are just you unload your Uzi into this guy. You chuck a grenade, and you do you see that his physical form is taking damage, and instead of the usual just fungal matter underneath, you see an incredibly complex just interlocking and ever kind of complexifying and changing patterns. Jesus fucking Christ. Sorry, I was like, oh, I wonder what Chris is messaging us about in the Discord. And I get a fucking FNAF jump scare while I'm
I just did that exact same thing at the same time.
Yeah.
Rude. Rude vampire. You just feel this wave of force hit back at you, and you guys see that a bunch of the shrimps are just blasted back as this wave of force is dissipating as it hits through, but the forces of Hyphae's army are advancing. You are I want you to take 2 harm. 2 harm, Kevin.
Okay.
What's the end goal here, champ? He's chewing gum.
I think now's that Kevin is still. Do I remark unstable? Because my unstable was healed, but then I've since taken more damage.
I would remark unstable, yes.
Okay, so I think Kevin's in pretty bad shape
Mhm, mhm.
here physically.
Pretty dire straits.
So I think I'm going to, he just got blasted pretty hard. I want to, I don't want to say try to enter, but I guess more so I'd like to submit to that. Last time when the two Kevins kind of mentally
Yeah,
communed.
yeah.
I want to say let that happen.
Okay.
I could still roll for that if that makes more sense, but I think it in my mind
roll
I think
weird, and it's going to affect some other stuff. But
sure,
sorry.
yeah.
Give
But
it
I
to
think
you.
in my mind I think that's like closer to the default state is being in that space, and
Yep.
and it's more that both parties are normally resisting it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. I will say this is it's roll. Yeah.
Weird, right?
Is it?
9.
Okay. Kevin, you are back in this sort of Commander in Cheers type space. It feels like the fluorescents have been turned like way too high, and it feels like there's a thin layer of dust on everything as well. Things just feel fucked up in here a little bit more so. But you are, I'm gonna say now, playing Kevin, just for the sake of like narrative ease, and I will be playing other Kevin. In case anyone was confused, that was other Kevin that entire time. Oh my god.
When you said
yeah, I
like
think I was-
sinuous fibrous wings, I just imagined Kevin like absorbing some of the Ted Yinzer corpses to make like these giant
Yes.
gross wings.
Yes. Very what are the
Not very
things,
normal. For
what are the
Kevin.
like the fucked up like bird guys with the exposed brains from My Hero?
bats?
Oh, the Nomu?
Yeah, very Nomu style. That's like perfect Nomu is kind of what other Kevin gives off. This is not looking good.
Yeah, I gotta say, doing a pretty good job of getting us killed out here
Well-
physically. Do I have a body to go back to?
Somewhat.
Okay, not loving that. What is did you call this meeting or are we?
I guess so, yeah.
Uh,
I think if we don't work together, things will not work out wholly. Would you call that fair?
that is fair.
I also
Are
think
you-
that if this... No, let me finish. If this massive beam tears its way through us in this current state, it might not go great. Are we prepared for that eventuality?
Yeah, I guess that feels right.
And Henry,
Are
if you have any
you-
more... It's very interesting. Usually this goes the other way, but if you have any insight on what other Kevin is feeling right now, please,
Right.
yeah.
So I think other Kevin's main motivation,
Mhm.
I mean, I think up until this point, but specifically in this battle,
Mhm.
other Kevin's main motivation has been to become like to have some sort of identity for
Mhm.
himself other than being other Kevin, and that's
Yeah.
that's already been a thing. But so he was very confused at first when he took control. There was definitely like an option of just like turning around and starting to
and,
like
and
fight angels.
using your level up to retire this character.
Yeah, that was also a thing. Could have just left. And then I think he decided in some form that it makes more sense for him to be able to choose the guy that he wants to be be able to do something worthwhile with
Other Kevin is the Iron Giant.
sure. Yeah, to do something worthwhile for the greater good or whatever, sort of begrudgingly. I think he really wanted to just leave and I don't think he's really been super concerned about getting Kevin killed.
Probably not,
for the most part.
because we all know that like it's hard to, you can't destroy energy, and angels are just energy. So
Yeah.
you both are probably pretty under the understanding that even if this like physical form dies, it's not going to be the permanent end for you. It'll just be like a dissipation probably for a very long time.
Yeah. So yeah.
How do you want to play this?
Do you feel like you're getting what you want out of this, or?
Nearly. I think that ideally we're separate people and I am no longer other Kevin. I am. Because here's the thing. If you meet two people named Kevin, you probably give them the respect of realizing that they're both genuinely who they say they are, right?
You wouldn't call the other person.
You wouldn't call the
other
other
Kevin?
person other Kevin. And I think
Yeah.
that a lot of my existence has been mired in the fact that I am literally an imitation of you, kind of Ben Reilly style. I've been reading a lot of Spider-Man comics in the year that you guys were away. So,
Max, if I may,
please.
Because Trent obviously sees Kevin fly into like everything.
Mhm.
Can I try and like gate crash this meeting?
Yeah, roll plus
And, like-
roll plus charm.
Did we say, just for my own curiosity, I think the last time this happened,
Yeah.
it didn't take a very long
It was
time.
like it was
real
nearly
time, right?
instantaneous. And also that
Yeah,
was
okay.
mainly what the weird roll was about.
Right, okay.
Yeah, roll plus
That's
charm.
an 11 plus 2.
Yeah. So as you guys are, you'll come in a second. Where were we, Kevin?
I finally get to Angel Wings in.
But yeah, if I don't know, maybe we can figure out a way that I'm fine with you keeping this physical form. I don't feel a huge affinity to the whole kind of surfer guy aesthetic. But if I can find a way to be my own guy, that would be ideal. And maybe I'll leave this whole situation, but I'm going to be the main thing that my main goal is not to blow up. And to hopefully kill Hyphae in its entirety. I've got a pretty good idea of what you guys' plan is, seeing as that we kind of share a brain right now. So if we can kick the bucket, but keep the water in it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Ah!
And I,
Are we in Commander in Chief?
Yeah, Trent, you are wearing your like work uniform and you're holding a mop. Trent?
Hey, Kevin's.
does he
How's it going?
still work here, or is this like actually Trent?
I didn't fire him.
Well, no, I
it's-
mean like
it's
in your
it's
mind palace, do
no.
you have Trent working here in astral form or something?
Another
Or?
Trent walks by to slim up and be like, I love my girlfriend. I don't like violence. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I'm so
He
sorry.
also has tattoos.
Sorry, I have a lot of. He also has tattoos. Yeah, he's got a big.
I
nose
do
ring.
think
Sorry,
think
that's
it's-
Trent.
it's-
That's more representative of how I was feeling
Yeah.
at an earlier date. You're a great guy.
I think it's worth noting narratively
Yeah.
that both versions of Kevin do have tattoos on their arms.
Okay. Are they the same or different?
I think they're different. Like the details are different, but like
If you looked at them from far away, they would look identical, but when you get close,
yeah,
you see the
original
difference.
Kevin has adopted the tattoos as part of his
Oh.
thing.
That's beautiful.
You know how Kevin's armor is like the closer you look at it, the more like you can tell it's like a wave pattern.
hmm
Uh-huh.
That's how I imagine like the tattoos. Like you can see like a big wave pattern, but on real Kevin, it's like actually water, and
Mhm,
other
mhm.
Kevin is like made out of
Mm.
like fungus.
I
That's
don't
cool.
think he's married to the fungal imagery.
No,
Anyways, we
definitely
can,
not.
we can get to the specifics
Anyway,
on the
but he's willing
Tumblr
to
post
cheat.
after
Why
this, yeah.
the reason I'm here is
Mm.
I've kind of been thinking of like my powers and how like I kind of have some sort of control definitely over like, you know, energies or consciousness in a way. At
Certainly
least
in the direction of it.
yeah. I was thinking I haven't really consulted anyone, but maybe after we take down Hyphae with the help of Q or even Amber, if we could make another vessel for you, Kevin, and I can like help direct your energy into it.
I'd like that.
That I'm just trying to think of a way that like we could like, you know,
It's a good option. I think I-
separate you guys without having either one of you dissipate for thousands
Forever.
of years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We will likely cross that bridge when we get to it. I would say for now, I would concede majority control to you, Kevin, as we're dealing with some very angelic stuff, and that's not really my thing. I would like to ask two things. Three things. One, do not make us look bad. 2, if possible, hurt Haife. 3, do it well. And he holds his hand out for a shake.
I hug him.
Oh my god, that's beautiful. He kisses you on the cheek.
Glad you guys were on the same page. I came here just kind of hoping to bargain for his favor, but
No,
I
this
guess
is
we got
good.
that squared
Do you
away.
need anything from me, Trent? I feel.
Do you want to get in on this?
Do you want to get on this hug?
May I?
Oh, come on.
Bring it in.
And you guys fucking group hug. And
Great.
it's beautiful.
Group
And-
hug in a mine palace.
Yeah. And you guys, and it's maybe been like 20 seconds. So Mike just asked you a question, Kevin, and then you just kind of stood there looking at him, like kind of idly, for a second. And you are back, and it is Kevin, and you're in the body. You still feel, you have access to the abilities of other Kevin, just for shits and giggles. But you feel a clarity of self that maybe you've seldom actually really had, Kevin.
I
I feel like he's granted you a bit of an individual streak. Because you were such a conformist beforehand.
I'm going to draw my trident again, but
Do you have like a
I
pen and
think-
paper? I'm so sorry.
it's going to materialize, and I think it will. I think it's more of like a pole axe now, or something like that. Like it's functionally the same thing, but the tip is no longer a trident. At least right now, it's like a different type.
It's like a halberd.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
like a
thinking halberd 'cause
a
it's like-
spear
it's-
or like a. What does a halberd look like?
A
Maybe
halberd's,
that is what I'm
a
thinking.
halberd's like a long
Yes.
pole axe, yeah.
Yeah, that is.
I
What
just
I'm
imagine it like the two or the three prongs like squishing into the two halves of the halberd.
thinking.
You are face to face with Mike, Kevin. You feel behind you. You see that the Haife forces are beginning to gain a lot of footing on you and your friends. You see Amber is wading into the battle, sword swinging. Trent kind of trailing behind her, shield raised, kind of raising hell.
A knife out and the shield.
Got the knife out in the shield. You see Vernon just kind of darting between people on this palanquin. What's Vernon doing in the actual fray to keep things alive? This band of rat men following behind Trent like ducklings after their mama duck, just ripping Yinzers and Haife personnel to shreds.
I think at this point, Vernon has ditched the palanquin. That was sort of more for show. And is sort of just like now just kind of like pouncing upon various Yinzers along with the rats.
Can I get a kick some ass roll for you, Trent? I'll just use your roll for Amber, and I'm gonna get a kick some ass from you, Vern, just so you can appraise how this fight is going. And we'll get to what you feel in but a second.
That's a 6.
Do I get a +1 from Amber? That's a 7. 4 + 2 + 1.
Darren Montague has broken free. The last crab is dead. The universe is safe. And this massive, like he's easily like 12 feet fucking tall. Just fucking on all fours, like gallops up to Vernon, picks Vernon up and just throws him not like towards the student body, but just towards the whole kind of fungus situation, and with a kind of a wet crumple, you see this young looking guy just kind of hit the ground. Vernon, I'm gonna call that 3 harm. Trent, you and Amber are under siege right now.
I do not want to be anywhere near that fight. As
Yeah,
I
no.
look at the 12-foot tall. Is Darren also a vampire? Or is he a werewolf?
Darren's a vampire. He was
Okay, vampire.
Vernon's old vampire business /
Associate.
murder associate, but now he is just overgrown, fungal hulking Goliath.
Gotcha.
Like the guy
a
from Resident Evil 2.
Oh
Nemesis?
yeah. He's a lot like Nemesis, except he does have Mr. X's little hat. And
Like a vampire lord aesthetic.
so he's like half Alcina Dimitrescu, half Nemesis. Oh my god, and he even kind of did the Nemesis yell earlier. That's really funny. Wow. It's all coming
Dead
together.
by.
I'm dead by Darren. And you see that Amber is wildly swinging her sword around, just a whirling dervish of devilish energy, but she can't really get a lot of her focus is on stopping people from killing Trent right now. So
Yeah.
she is under siege by a lot of people with fully automatic weaponry. And there are some of these kind of fungal humanoids that were in this circle around Darren have split off and are very clearly doing wizard shit. And the fight is going not phenomenal right now. You are.
He was there for backup. Q is there for backup.
Q is there for.
as well.
Oh, you know what? That's very, very true. Q is, I think, one of the main things stopping this big magical force from becoming more of a problem right now. The student body is very just desperately trying to keep the fight contained to where it is, stopping people from breaking off the sides, stopping things from happening in the air. They are spread quite thin, and it seems that they are running lower on their not infinite but near infinite resources. It takes a lot to make a stew. And Kevin, you are beat, you are battered, but you feel a drop of water in a bucket, and you feel full, Kevin. And looking across from you, you see Hyphae. You see the center of Hyphae, this Mike figure, and you feel a strong sense of familiarity begin to kind of course through the ground beneath you. And as this is happening, the fungal and monstrous kind of constructs of Hyphae begin to twist and begin to change a little bit. And you see the kind of negative space of Hyphae very quickly being filled with hellishness. The buildings suddenly look ancient and abandoned. Many of the it is happening from the outside, encroaching inwards, I might say. You see Ted Yinzers just falling like fucking flies, because if there's one thing hell has, it's corpses. And you feel this welling of power, and you feel that very, very soon this attack will be unleashed, and the closer you are to Trent, the more likely the two of you are to both survive. And Mike seems to be not really paying you much attention. You didn't seem to be doing much damage to him. He seems very focused on Q right now, and by extension, the battle beyond Q. Kevin.
Okay. Can we do the beam?
Do you want to try to do the beam?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I was gonna say, Amber, Hell's
Bells.
survey is gonna be complete any second now. We got to get in position for the beam.
Okay. I can try to get you to Kevin, but
yeah,
we'll see. And I'm gonna get you to roll weird for her, Trent.
What's her weird modifier?
Plus
As a supernatural creature.
2.
Oh, it's an 11 plus 2 plus 1 from me.
The two of you sink into the dirt. I'm gonna get you to take 3 harm from this happening, Trent. -1 each for your amulet and for your ring. So only 1 harm.
Yep.
you sink through the earth and you appear to the left of Kevin. Amber is right hand in your left hand. Your right hand is currently free. And none of you know where Vernon is right now.
Are
So
we?
we're channeling the power of heaven through Kevin and the power of hell through Amber, and we're just gonna beam. Is
I
that
think
that
you're
was the
kind
plan,
of
right?
you're
Or
gonna.
am I ahead of things?
You're a bit of a prism that heaven's firing.
Yeah, exactly.
Quite specifically through. I'm going to get a weird roll from Kevin and a act
Okay.
under pressure from Trent. And
Yeah. Well, if my right hand's free, I'm gonna hold Kevin's hand.
obviously,
Yeah.
and your left's in grip. And
Hey, shady baby.
and
Sorry, weird, right?
yes. Or,
That's 10 with no modifiers, unless I'm still getting a plus
you're
one.
gonna get a
for
plus
this.
one from Trent right now.
Okay, so that's 11.
How many hit points do you have left, Kevin?
2.
Cool. And Trent, you have like all of yours left, right?
Yeah, I've only taken 1 point of damage.
Mm-hmm.
I had
Kevin
a
is very
point-
battered, and I will say I think the armor parts that have been knocked, like the pauldron or the helm and the like back plate
Mhm,
and
mhm.
stuff have reformed.
Okay.
Maybe even with. I don't know. What is it within reason for the backplate to reform with like around the wings, like
Uh-huh.
with
And I think even Amber and you are kind of making, again, this kind of like muddy slurry, which is
Right.
like thickening the armor around all of you. A bit of just kind of a cocoon of shorts.
right.
What do you get on that act under pressure, Trent?
a 5 plus 1 cool, and then I'm guessing plus 1 again from Amber.
Mhm. And you
Alright,
know what?
So 7 total.
I'm gonna give you a +1 from Trent or from Kevin as well, so that's an 8 total.
It doesn't change though. It's still mixed success.
Well, we'll see. You have this pause for a moment, the two of you, where it's like, we're we're kind of here, and how did Kevin and Trent first meet? I believe we said that Trent knew that Kevin was a surfer and thought that was pretty cool. Did
Yeah.
you guys meet like on the beach, or did you meet at Commander in Cheers, do you think?
I think at Commander in Cheers, like I think Trent just went up and struck up a conversation with Kevin, not knowing who Kevin was.
Mhm.
You just saw this like
Yeah.
handsome as fuck guy.
Yeah.
The first words that Kevin ever said to you were, "Huh. Oh, it's you, I guess." Well, one day, you and me, kid, we're gonna fire a really big beam. And Trent, this has always really confused you. Like it's just
You
kind
just
of,
remember it in this moment.
you're just
like,
remembering it in this moment. You're
"Oh."
like,
Fucking beam?
this is what Kevin was talking about. All those years ago.
Oh my god.
And
Sorry, Trent. What do you? Of course, this is the beam. What do you? We're doing the beam. Did you get hit in the head or something?
Oh, sorry. I just had a flashback to the first time we met. I was thinking about
Oh,
the
that's
time you
cute.
told me we were gonna do a beam together,
and
Did I?
and here we
It's
are
a little
doing
foggy
a
on this.
beam.
you feel this welling come to a culmination. This massive cone that you've been picturing above you begins to, you feel it moving within and then without you. And as Mike looks up a little confused, as he gets just kind of crusted over by this kind of thin veneer of like sulfurous bone dust, he looks he doesn't look surprised. He just looks disappointed. He just kind of lets out a little sigh and he's like, "Well, I guess he was right. Well, I guess good luck to us all." And Trent, you remember something else as this massive wave of light emits from you. You remember a couple days after, or sorry, a couple months after you graduated from high school, your dad brought you a flyer saying, well, son, I know you don't want to become a fisherman like me, but you got to get some real business sense. So me and your mother have signed you up for night school classes just to do over the summer while you're working your shift at a CNC for our good friend Daniel. And Daniel was in the room at the same time having drinks with your dad, because they were tight. They were part of the supper club.
What were
together.
they drinking?
Pabst Green Ribbon. That's right. Cabaret's weird, man. And you went to business school, probably like, I don't know, a month or so later. When that started, and you saw this fucking ancient dude. This like this motherfucker. He looked like he was asleep at his desk, like he was just like very, very, very sitting there, incredibly still, incredibly quietly. And you very quickly. It was a similar feeling that you would get maybe a few years later when you met Kevin for the first time. Of this guy's gonna be a really fucking good teacher. This guy gets it. And you, in that moment, felt... You almost felt like you'd met your soulmate. It struck you as like odd. It's like, why does this shouldn't feel important, right?
Yeah, this is a really strong feeling.
This is a really strong feeling. And again, you've never really been able to... You know that Vernon... And maybe you explained it away when you found out that Vernon was a vampire. Although, I guess it was only like yesterday that you realized that Vernon had ever been having like some weird effect upon you. But... I don't know. You're just putting a few things together from your life, Trent, and like it's a big moment. Also, take 7 harm, Trent.
Beam style.
Yeah, beam style. Taking 1 away each for your ring and for your amulet. So only what is that? 5 harm. And I would assume that you have marked unstable now.
Yeah.
Yeah. You feel this massive force arc out from you, and it is moving so very, very slowly in the air, and you suddenly feel a little bit lighter, and it's like, oh, that's odd, and you, for but a second, look down at your belt, and Vern, could you give me a there's no sleight of hand in this. Let's call it act under pressure.
That's a 6.
You feel
Mark experience.
Mark experience. You feel a hand on your belt that you can't swat away. Both your hands are engaged.
Yeah.
But you see Vernon fumbling at the latch of this knife on your belt, and Vernon grabs it not by the handle but by the blade. Vernon, mark 1 fewer fingers. Since minute 1, this knife has had the ability to do this. And Vernon, if I may, you are, like some other members of our party, not currently in control of your physical faculties. You feel how you feel about this. That I won't take away from you. But once again, Max is taking agency away from Chris Mortensen. Vernon,
Can I try and manipulate someone on Vernon just by like speaking in like this like I'm like
space.
I'm kind of like being beamed, right?
You
and
are
I've kind of got a lot of energy.
as close to a protagonist as the universe has right now, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just want to like
roll manipulate
boom out,
someone.
don't interfere in like the fucking like craziest voice that would come out of me.
Oh my god.
7 plus 2 is 9 plus 1 from Amber. Is it 10?
I'm very sorry to both Vernon and to Trent, but Vernon, I would like you to mark luck, please.
Mark luck.
Yes.
All
You
right.
say this to Vernon, and Vernon just puts a 3-fingered hand to his chin. And what does Vernon say in as many words as no to this?
I like it, Trent, but Not now.
And Vernon walks in front of this heavenly beam and is completely and utterly disintegrated.
Oh my god.
Fear rolls down Trent's face.
And the dust clears, and Mike Fungetti is still there, still enraptured by devilish magic. And you feel this kind of exhalation from the universe. And standing, the three of you kind of slump to your asses. And you see where Vernon once stood, you see this spidery, sharp, transparent door. On the other side of it, you see nothing but gray, thin light. And all of a sudden, you feel everything is here right now. It's not that the cyclogrease is here. It's not that, like, the Nautilus is here. Heaven and hell are here right now. And a lone voice rings out from all around you. I put it to the universe. Hyphae was seen as a threat so immense that both heaven and hell put their whole beamussy into its eradication. I lay claim to this importance. I put it to you that a third player has entered the game. What say you? And you feel all of existence hold its breath. And if the world could begrudgingly nod, it would. And all of a sudden, you feel, for the first time ever, betwixt heaven and hell, a third force of similar, wholly, universally potential importance is, and now has always been. For Earth cannot become without Brian. And the door swings open, and out of it steps a thin, gangly rat-like figure holding a small crown under one arm and a jar of ashes under the other. And he takes a small bow, and he steps back in through the door. And I believe that is where we will end this session, my good friends.
Oh my god.
Surf and Turf, higher education. Did we conclude the current mystery?
No. I want to stab the rat. I want to stab the universe's most important rat. Trent's going off the deep end.
Did we save someone from certain death or worse? I will say Q is not dead.
He's not dead.
There are also probably other people who would have died.
There are other people who would have died if Hyphae had been brought to win. Did we learn anything new and important about
God.
one of the hunters?
Yeah.
The rat all along.
Did we learn anything new and important about the world?
We certainly
No,
did.
because it's always been.
I would like you to all mark 2 experience.
Holy
and
fuck.
I will see
Wow.
you all for Surf and Turf. Baby, it's mold outside.
What a finale. Oh my god.
Thank you,
Holy
everybody,
shit.
for...
Very, very well done.
Thank you, everybody, for this 3.5 hour Surf and Turf session. Yeah. This is... this is the culmination of...
Surf and turf.
This is Surf and Turf. This is the culmination of some stuff that's been happening since session 1. Hey, Vernon, don't drink a potion that a rat guy suggests for you to drink.
Wow, when was that?
That was
Were we there for that?
That was
That was
first
like
our
session
final
4
Yeah, that
or
was like-
5. Yeah,
yeah.
that was the ending
Oh,
of
after we
open
killed-
season.
It was Vernon's equivalent of the mulch, but just a slow burn.
Yeah, and no one gives Vernon shit for that because no one was there for that. Yeah.
Wow, man. So Vernon is Ash.
In a way.
Question mark?
Vernon was hit by like all of heaven. So the one time that happened before, that guy turned into hell. So Nightbot. I will say things are not as always as cut and dry as they appear, but I will say things have changed a little bit in Surf and Turf. Also,
Wow.
if I
Man,
may,
this is a lot to process.
if I may, Surf, Turf, and it's always been there. It's always been there.
Because if you rearrange the letters in and, it spells rat.
It spells nad.
And on that bombshell,
I
ladies and
believe we
gentlemen.
will end the
Is
stream.
Backstabber's real name Dan?
Dan Brine. Thank you very much, Riley, for following and gifting a sub. Thank you, Solo and Riley, for being our chatters. Thank you, who was it? So thank you, Space Girl Zozo, for the wet fart. As always, I would like to thank everyone who has hopped in for this episode of Surf and Turf. Yeah.
Man,
pretty
that
cool
was-
stuff.
that was everything it should have been, I think.
Yeah.
It always seems like it goes according to plan. Isn't that funny?
Kinda.
Never goes according to plan.
I didn't plan for you to get in the mulch, let me say. That I didn't expect.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's
I guess that wasn't
think
my plan.
any good game feels
I mean-
like you.
Sorry. Did you plan any of us to have our mulch moments?
I'm gonna be real with you. When we were first doing this, I thought that was gonna be Trent, who
Interesting.
died here. But we'll get to that on the Surf and Turf.
I like how you
Um,
keep like handing us mulch moments, and I think every single time we've like actually fallen for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
Like,
I
there was-
did-
completely in character and
There was
unintentionally.
something- There was the actual mulch.
yeah.
There was Trent shaking hands with the devil. There was Cooper eating the macaroon that turned him into a.
It turned him into a boss fight. Yeah. Every
Yeah.
time it's been incredible. Also, if you guys,
Can't wait for Cooper's return.
if I may, if you look at Vernon's webcam, the hand from Vernon is over top of the
Yeah, I
the
did
whole
notice
and
that.
that's
It's very good.
that was like a last minute thing, but I really like that. Yeah,
enjoyed
wow.
that.
I think I'm gonna talk to my players off camera now. Yeah, fucking, thank you, everybody. There might not be a stream until next week, as I am still
Till
cat sitting.
2025.
There might not be a stream until 2027. So we might have to wait to get more Surf and Turf until the new year. But from the absolute bottom of my heart to every single person who is, I don't know, maybe watching this after the fact, but has at least watched. If anyone out there has watched even a single minute of Surf and Turf, I am very grateful. This is, I think, the coolest creative project that I've ever done, and I got to do 2 horror cooking streams. Yeah.
Good night, internet.
Good night,
And
internet.
Good night, world.
And good night, other Kevin. Hope he's doing okay. Thank you, Solo.